when they measured round, I think they measured more central. And he just put up there for a little bit for tickets as well.
I saw it then. We were over in the hill. I looked up there on Thursday. I was so bad. I'm going to the boys. It wasn't in 2 weeks ago. It was sort of second guess. I have not noticed that above the water. Yeah, there's massive like piles of dirt.
Yes, mate.
Have you heard about the late change to North?
Yep, James Curran in, Richard Solder
Yeah,
out.
right. This guy just told me just here.
All good.
Okay.
No worries, mate.
North Launceston, Canada,
1 minute.
Yeah. Well, if it's 2 over 30.
Like the next one and 2.
See how it goes. If that channel 2 is too low.
This sports broadcast is proudly sponsored by your locally owned Telstra stores, Quadrant, Kings Meadows and the Brisbane Street Mall.
Go.
Welcome to Windsor Park in Launceston. It's a day we love here in Northern footy. It's the big derby between Launceston and North Launceston. As the siren sounds, we're not far away from the toss here, and not far away from action starting in a really important game for both teams for ladder positions. Of course, Launceston last week had a bit of a slip up at North Hobart, and they've lost a little bit of ground on Glenorchy. North Launceston still with some chance of finishing top spot, so they really need to win today. Let's introduce the team. First of all, Matthew McGee. G'day, Macca.
Yeah, good afternoon, Foz, and good afternoon to our viewers and also our listeners on City Park Radio. It's a nice day here at Windsor Park, and look, both teams are pretty strong. We've got the late word that Aaron Richter-Salterson laid out for North Launceston, so he's out of that position. That team that's up on the screen there now is North Launceston. So Richter-Salter is out of that back pocket area, and he's been replaced by the youngster in James Curran.
Yep, so a pretty strong lineup. Probably Aaron Richter-Salter the only one out of their best lineup at the moment. And g'day to Michael Walker. G'day, Max.
Good afternoon, Foz. Good afternoon, Macca, and welcome, listeners. It's a great day for footy, and really looking forward to a game that we haven't had this sort of excitement about a game in Lonnie for quite a while. We
better get down to Chris Say, who's on the ground there for ground conditions.
Yeah, it's a bit of anomalies, saying it's a perfect day for footy. It is a perfect day for footy down here. 15 degrees, sun's out, a bit cloudy, so the sun might go behind a cloud once or twice, but it's got a really nice sunny warm day. The ground is soft. Talking to one of the Launceston runners actually a week ago, this ground was really wet, and the fact that a week later it's come up to be what it is today is a credit to the ground. It really is just a little bit soft underfoot, but all the rain we've had has just disappeared, so it's a great ground for footy. I think we're in for a big day.
Thank you, Chris. We'll hear from you during the day. And the boys have got their eyes on the game there down at North Hobart. What do you got there from us, Maxie?
Yeah, you go, Maxwell.
Oh, look, if you don't mind.
You go, Maxwell. You're the expert of the Devils.
Tassie have just kicked a goal, which makes them 5-12-42 in front of the Falcons of 5-6-36, and it's about 7 minutes into the last quarter. So
they were 3 goals down at half time, so a good fight back there. The Launceston team there at the moment, Foz, for our viewers, fortunes up and down. We were here 2 weeks ago. We saw them take all before them, beat Lauderdale. Then they head south, Maxie, and get stitched up by North Hobart.
Yes, the enthusiasm and keenness of the young group probably caught Launceston unaware, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Got cleaned up by Colin Garland and Sam Darley off the leash, and that was there. But look, we expect, this is the big question mark about Launceston. They've taken all before them this year. We probably didn't expect them to be where they were. And then when they beat Lauderdale, we thought everything was on. But the big question mark is they've struggled to beat North Launceston. In fact, they haven't beaten them since 2014, Max. So let's see what happens today in this big clash here of TSL football. This is going to be the start of it here. It's going to be Leadham up against Alex Lee in the ruck. Going to have a real telltale battle, this one. Interesting that Dylan Riley started behind the footy. Cox Goodger gets it out first kick. Goes out to the half-forward line, and good mark taken way out there on the other side of the ground.
That's Billy
Taken
Edmonds.
there by Billy Edmonds, one of the inclusions into today's game. So Edmonds swings onto the right boot, but only goes as far as Jay Blackberry. It's taken. Casey Brown, one of the real improvers this season, goes back to Jake Smith. In fact, he's run out of bounds in the far pocket. Yes, Foz?
Just Blackberry playing down back there initially.
Yeah, look, they've changed a couple of things up. Riley started in the midfield, and Blackberry sort of playing as that defensive winger. So we'll see if that continues. You'd imagine they probably won't have enough firepower if those two stay behind the footy.
Boundary throw in on the half-forward flank. And in it comes. Leadham gets a tap away. Sharkdale by North Launceston. Tepper's in there. He's tackled. Be a ball up. So a huge game, as we said. Launceston just would love to win today to get themselves back in that race for third spot. And that double chance.
Yeah, well, Glenorchy have got a tough run home, Foz. So if they can win today, Launceston, they're going to be right in at the Blues.
Davies picks it up. Dispossessed, taken by Seymour. He's one of the best players in the league at the moment, no doubt about that. Kicks to half forward. Thorpe meets it. Turns straight away. Kicks up here towards Alec Wright. Bit of a foot race. Foon might get there, or the Wright does now. He tries to get rid of it. Gets it on the boot. Into the goal square. Bit of a contest here. Beautifully taken there by Donnellan. He slips at the crucial moment. Doesn't get a good kick away. Back on it again, Donnellan. Head down. Runs into a tackle. Play on, says the umpire. Be a ball up about 10 metres out from goal.
Massive job for the youngster in Ryan Tyrrell, playing virtually at full back on Taylor Whitford. So big job there for the youngster from Launceston Football Club.
Donnellan there just couldn't get that shot away. Lee gets a tap out. Kicked out of mid-air by Cox Goodger. Gets about 20 metres. It's going to fall though straight to Brady Palfreeman. He's within range. Funny old breeze today. Certainly in the curtain raisers today it was blowing from the north. It's in our faces a little bit now. It switched around a little. We'll talk about the curtain raisers in a moment. So the honours were shared there between the two teams in the under-18s and the Mercury Cup. So Brody Palfreeman, shoulder injury mid-season. See it strapped there, that right arm. He's going to deliver from about 45 out. 15 metres in for the boundary, right-hand side. Launceston kicking towards the northern end of the ground. First quarter. Palfreeman kicks nicely. It might just... No, it doesn't. It goes away to the right. It's one behind. First score of the game. One behind Launceston. North Launceston yet to score.
So North Launceston sit 11-3 for the season. As Fozzie said, Launceston trying to fight out for that spot on the ladder. And they're 9-6 going into today. Trying to get into that top three position. The kick out of fullback's gone out of bounds. Are going to be taken by Launceston, who in fact goes short. And that's just landed on the line. And it's going to be thrown in. Umpire Ben Bannister out there, Foz, one of the veterans of Tassie umpiring, come back to it, former VFL umpire. I think you had another bit of news on the umpires today.
Yes, umpire Matt Clark, 250th game. That's a TSL and WFL combined. So congratulations, Matt. Great achievement.
Good achievement. Leadham up in the ruck, only goes as far as Tepper. In front of him, Bristow fights hard as he does every week, the former Western Australian, and it comes in. The Launceston lineup, they're going to, the likes of Blackberry, Seymour, in around the footy, Bristow, Max. We saw them the other week really take Lauderdale the sword around the midfield. Going to really rely on Fletcher Seymour. What a season he's having. This is Tepper, takes it out, goes again, does Tepper, lively early, and the ball goes out of bounds again.
Devils update, Max?
Yep, they're 5 points in front at the moment at the 11.5 minute mark of the last quarter.
Tight down there, North Hobart.
It'll be really interesting to see. I'm just trying to pick up who's playing on Fletcher Seymour at the moment and whether they're going to tag him or not.
Looks like Cox Goodger's going to go head-to-head with him at the moment. There is Cox Goodger. Could be taken high by Fletcher Seymour. Umpire says play on. Here's Bristow on the outside. Got the handball from Leadham. The hit-up lead. It's going to be paid by umpire Bannister. And that's a lead and a mark to Alec Wright. So Alec Wright, he's played a lot more forward this year after starting his career down back. 16 goals for the season. Third on the Launceston goal kicking behind Thorpe and Harper. So Alec Wright tucked away in front of the can bar there. The ground is bathed in sunshine. I can tell you, Groobs, that our commentary box is not. It's going to get very cold here this afternoon. Alec Wright hits the post. So a little bit chilly up here already, Foz.
Yep.
Tell you, Groobs, that our commentary box is not. It's going to get very cold here this afternoon. Alec Wright hits the...
28 metres out from defensive goal. Then he goes short to Jackie Avent. And he's right on defensive 50. He's got a player running past. He goes there now. That's Jay Foon. Fooney is the call. He just stops and props and goes on his right foot and shifts it over to the other side to Van Buren. Van Buren now gets around his opponent in Thorpe. Cruises out of defence 50, kicks it up straight to right, over to Bristow. Might connect up with Riley. He goes himself to Tim Bristow.
Got to kick it.
He's got it. Tim Bristow, back this year from Western Australia, kicks the first for Launceston. And then for all the play here in this first 5 minutes, 1 goal, 2-8, leading North Launceston yet to score.
I said he had to kick it because he had Dylan Riley running on his left side. He chose to ignore him, Bristow. Not known for his neat kicking at times, but it was a terrible turnover, wasn't it, coming out of the back line. Virtually stubbed his toe to Van Buren over there on the replay. That's Bristow. He had a good look at him, though, and straight through for the first for Launceston Blues. So this is what they need. They've got the indicators from their win against Lauderdale, Max. I'll be interested to see the stats today compared to what they did against Lauderdale, because if those stats are up and their possession rate, their tackle rate and their uncontested marking, and that's what Launceston rely on, if those stats are right around where they were against Lauderdale, we're going to expect a really good game today from probably a more experienced North Launceston side. But it starts with Alex Lee in the middle. Here's Ponting, one of those terrific players across the years. He's got Taylor in the tackle. Leadham, intercept again. Inside 50, the big ruckman. Riley sets himself in a wrestle with Van Buren. Here's Foon mopping up across half back. He goes short to Davies, sets him a little task. Spins around on the left, does Davies. Out in front, but it's going to be Casey Brown hitting hard against Dave Mohr. It goes North Launceston's way through Edmonds. Edmonds over the top. Here's Whitford, far wing. Slips as he wants to get a little bit slippery underfoot at the moment. It's a pretty soft surface, even though we haven't had much rain this week, but the ground does look good. It's just soft on the penetrometer, and it's gone out of bounds, far centre wing. So Launceston, they have the first on the board there, 1-2-8. North Launceston yet to score. 6-7 minutes gone here in the first quarter. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, and I'm going to hand you over to the 206 game SPC superstar Dave Mohr.
Thanks, Macca. It's a boundary throw in centre wing. We've got Alex Lee, front position, takes possession, swings round on the right foot towards attacking 50. Over the back here is Tom Donnelly, takes it just inside the boundary line, takes a bounce, still on the boundary line does Tom Donnelly for goal. What a fantastic goal by Thomas Donnelly. He backed himself, he took the bounce on the spongy turf, got within 20, and from a really tight angle on the right hand side in the pocket, has kicked the goal. That's the first for North Launceston. 1 goal straight, 6-1-2-8. Michael Walker.
Fantastic. Here we go. As we watched it on the replay, had a quick bounce there, Dave, and no one coming at him, and just kept gaining the grass, and only kicked him from about 20 out eventually, but on a very difficult angle. So good confidence booster to the young man first up, and
he's a real utility, Max, isn't he, Donnelly? We've seen him play down back. He's good size.
Played on the wing a lot.
And he's played on the wing as well. Come through the Tassie Mariners/Devils program. And he's lined up at full forward in the square today. So North Launceston, they get the reply. Alex Lee gets the tap down in front of Harper's there as well. Scrappy ball. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Wadley for the North Launceston Bombers. So Wadley right in the centre square, just left of the centre circle here at Windsor Park. Goes long down the left. Here's Egger. Sets himself against Tyrrell. Tyrrell at the deck. Good hands there by Davies. Over the top for North Launceston. In fact, it was Ponting. Comes back inboard. Set upon there, North Launceston player in... Who's that one, Fozzie?
Might be Curran, is it?
Curran? Yeah, one of the inclusions. It is James Curran. I didn't look far enough down the list. James Curran, who came in for Aaron Richter-Solder today. So the umpire throws it up quickly. Leadham, right-hand palm. Right on the 50-metre line here, and there's going to be another ball up. Well, there's a couple of certainties in life. If I pass over to Dave Mohr, there's probably going to be a goal. So I'll give it over to him.
Yes, I think I had 7 of 8 Thorpe's goals in that last game.
Yes. It's going to be a free kick to Fletcher Seymour off the ball. And Fletcher Seymour, one of his first possessions of the day. Dave.
Seymour from half-back, right half-back, goes short and gets it to Leadham. He's had a great season. Right in the prime of his career. Experienced now. Goes short. He's looking for Tyrrell. Dangerous. Cut off there by Egger. He's in a wrestle now. He might have got one high. He did. Play on now, Sharon Egger. Gets around his opponent. Handball to Bannister. 40 out, right foot. Floats across the goal. Not a great shot that occasion by Dakota Bannister. It's out of bounds on the full.
Speaking of great seasons, Foz, have you had a call from the Oval Office yet about selecting the team of the year? It's been ever controversial Here, are you part of that process again this year?
No comment.
No comment. That's a yes, Max.
We're in the back pocket.
We'll pick ours come finals time and see how far we're off.
I'll be picking the winners on the football record again this year.
Cheapers. He's Mr. Media Street, the Foz.
Here we go with Dakota Bannister. 2 kicks out from goal. Inside 50. Dangerous spot. McCulloch, front position. Can't quite take the mark. Tackle laid there on, I think that might be Tuttle back there. No, in fact, it's Tyrrell.
You see him in the newspaper this week, Max?
No, I didn't.
Dave Mohr, Tornadoes dinner.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, Mr. Media Street, Dave Mohr.
I get about a bit as ball up. McCulloch takes it out of the air. Little kick. Tries to get towards Wadley. Ball evades him. In there is Harper working hard. Billy Edmonds now. Handball shovels out towards Simpson. Sideways handball's a beauty. This time to Curran. James Curran for goal. That's the second for North Launceston. And good team play there from the Bombers at half forward. They worked it out beautifully. And the late inclusion, the boy from Grammar, James Curran, kicks the second goal for North Launceston.
Really good vision by young Ben Simpson there as well, just to flick that handball out. He's been in and out of the Devils all year, Ben, and just needs to string 2 or 3 real good games together to give him the confidence to be the player that we know he can be.
Slight breeze going that way, Foz.
Yep, slight breeze.
As there normally is towards the city end here at Windsor Park.
Macca, that's a feature of North Launceston game, isn't it? That forward-line pressure. They bottled it up there and then they eventually got the little handball out.
Yeah, well, Edmonds has had 2 score involvements so far, Billy Edmonds. So if he gets his hand on the footy as that lead up sort of half forward,
North Hobart, Max?
Things are going to happen.
Scores all tied up, 49 apiece at the 19-minute mark.
Oof.
That's the Devils versus Geelong Falcons at North Hobart. And it's going to be a secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. So, yeah, of course, the Tassie under-15 Devils are playing today, Foz, in the playoff for 4th and 5th. That game will be underway now. We'll try and bring you that score later in the day.
And the girls for 3rd and 4th?
And the girls for 3rd and 4th as well today. So we'll bring you both those scores as the day comes on. Here's Tyrrell busting his way through on the hands through Gillow. Bristow, one of the goal kickers. Oh, he's taken off as the youngster there for Launceston. Jaden Hines. Probably just had to compose himself and it's turned over. So Jaden Hines, he's turned it over and it goes North Launceston's way. Here's Edmonds bullocking his way forward. And he's going to get the free kick for a hold on the jumper. It's going to be a free kick, right centre wing, in front of Miller Hodge there for Launceston. Just in front of the North Launceston interchange bench, and Billy Edmonds is going to take the free kick. So we look up ahead. Harper and Ponting go head-to-head. Seymour and Cox Goodyear, some great matchups here. Oh, Whitford drops the mark he should have taken. He was all alone. It's fumbled across the line. So Taylor Whitford won't be happy with that one on the replay during the week. That was a real clanger. And it goes out of bounds on the right forward pocket.
Been some solid tackling by both sides already, and just both trying to assert their physicality on the game, I think.
Throw in, Davies, inside 50. Jake Smith dropped a mark. It was a tough one. McCulloch off the ground, soccer style. Misses it right side, goes through for a behind. So a few chaos balls, they're hard to mark. Jake Smith just dropped that one. Didn't cost Launceston a goal.
I like the match-up of McCulloch on Vanderveld. That'll be a classic one today.
Yeah, the young Dutchman.
Smith now kicks out from full-back. Goes his full measure, kicks to the outer side. Clears the contest. Over the back is Avent mopping up. Kicks long towards the pocket. Smith rises high. It's off hands, out of bounds, right forward pocket. It's 1-2-8 Launceston. North Launceston 2-1-13. Been playing 13 and a half minutes first quarter, Macca.
Geelong Falcons have scrambled a behind at North Hobart. They lead by a point. 23 and a half minutes gone. Final quarter.
It's 25 flat, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, it's 22 gone. 21 and a half, yeah.
Still in the forward pocket for North Launceston. Taking possession over there is Tuthill. Chain of handballs to Bristow. Tries to get a kick off a step. Gets smothered by Davies. Bit of a scrambly passage of play. Another stoppage. So it's the Northern Bombers leading by 5 points. We'll get the other scores today as they happen, because we're starting half an hour earlier than the other games. Lauderdale and Clarence, and also North Hobart and Kingborough Tigers. On the boundary line, taking it nicely there is Taylor. Little handball. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, so even though, we talked about Launceston's upset loss to North Hobart, of course, only a couple of weeks ago, North Launceston lost a game down at Kingston. So both teams a little bit of mixed form. North Launceston coming off a Clarence game, who are really struggling this year, and Launceston coming off a defeat. So North Launceston had the bye last week. They were able to freshen up, so that might come into consideration as the game continues. And we'll talk about next week later on in the game. But some big clashes coming up, in particular for North Launceston, as they chase down Lauderdale for the top of the ladder spot. Not much happening here at the moment. Plenty of just hack kicks forward and plenty of ball ups, heaps of stoppages. And the umpires are going to earn their business today because both teams very defensive, Max. Not letting anyone out the back, are they?
No, they're certainly not, Macca. Just a quick score from North Hobart. The Falcons have kicked another goal, so they're 7 points up at the nearly 23-minute mark. So may not hang on there.
That could be enough. Here's Denellen, the hard worker, through the pack. Harper on the spin, up and under. Here's the first look at Thorpe. He takes the mark on his chest. He's 60 out, and he turns and he kicks and he finds Miller Hodge. So Miller Hodge, the youngster, takes the mark. Thorpe, first time we've seen him today, took the mark about 60 out. He turned quickly, uses the ball well, does Mitchell Thorpe, and finds Miller Hodge. 35 out, probably by the time he kicks it, into a slight breeze. Normally pretty good skills, Miller. And he's going to have a shot for Launceston second. They trail by 5 points at the moment, with North Launceston 2 goals going towards the city end of the ground. So Miller Hodge playing off half back, found his way forward. Deliberate approach. He leans back. Nice off the boot, but just misses right side. In fact, it misses by a mile. And that's a behind. So they're the ones Launceston really need to kick if they want to push this forever challenging Northern Bombers side. Kick out Casey Young, forward pocket defensive end now of the ground for North Launceston. Simpson finds the ball. In fact, that's Curran. So Curran finds the ball. Blackberry stands the mark. Haven't called him much. He's found his way to the forward line a little bit more now. Here's Taylor Whitford, shielded the sun in his eyes, and he takes a mark. Spins around, kicks off a step. Forwards weren't really waiting because Vandervelde finds the ball first. Tyrrell by hand. Goes right, goes back onto the left foot. Oh, that's a nice kick on the 45 and finds Polfreman right in the centre circle.
Polfreman looking for a way forward. Takes his time. Little chip kick, minimum distance to Bristow. Left-hand handball now towards Tyrrell. On his left foot again. Inside attacking 50 off a lot of hands. Connor Young's in there. He'll get back to the ball first. He's crunched by a couple of opponents.
Yeah, Denellen went in really hard and low there.
And fairly, says the umpire. So there'll be a ball up.
Yeah,
right.
nothing in it. Just a really strong contest. Denellen, there's no question about that. He nearly got his own teammate in Dylan Riley.
The last one up is Jack Denellen. So ball up right in front of the Lonnie bar there. And from the back, it might be an infringement against McCulloch. It is. There's a couple of old mates there, McCulloch and Thorpe. Exchange pleasantries. Bart McCulloch, right back pocket, goes along to the outer side. It might be too wide. And the Launceston crowd say so. It's out of bounds on the full.
Unfortunately, it's game over at North Hobart, Foz, with the Geelong Falcons winning by 9.
The Devils get a chance
7, was it?
in the wild card game in a couple of weeks. Bristow inside 50, big pack forms. Over the back, plenty of bombers. Foon gets the handball away. Now it ends up with Ben Simpson from Fletcher Bennett. And Simpson goes short to James Curran. He might go back to Simpson. He does now by hand. He's been in the Devils this year. It's Ben Simpson. Nice little kick. Finds his teammate at Edmonds. Good link up footy here from the Bombers. On the left foot it's Curran. Finds the coach in Whitford. He's got Jackie Rushton running, but he goes instead here up towards half forward, and that's the newcomer Haley. On the left foot, Will Haley. Nice sort of kick. Alex Lee resting forward. He's first to the ball against Vandervelde. He falls over. Vandervelde lays on top of him. This might be holding the ball. Umpire circles and says yes. Well done, Simon Vandervelde. He laid the big tackle there on Alex Lee. That's our first look, Max, at young Will Haley.
Moved well, didn't he? Yep. Not quite sure whether he's a natural left footer or not, but it was a well-placed kick just out in front of Alex, but he just couldn't quite get his hands to it, could he? Handball
Vandervelde to Seymour. Outside now, defensive 50 towards the wing. Long kick. Oh, nice mark, James Gillow. Mark of the day so far. Beautiful little climb there.
We like him to that pop-up sprinkler, don't we? He just comes up every now and then, kicks his goals and takes some good marks every week, does Jimmy Gillow.
Gets it short to Holt. Holt goes in turn now towards Harper.
First touch for Joby, I would have thought.
Yeah, he's had a couple of scrappy ones, but first clean possession, definitely Harper.
Goes wide, ambitious, might come off there to Blackberry, it does. His handball inside there, the centre circle's not a great one.
He's definitely playing behind the footy, Blackberry.
Oh, it's a high tackle laid there.
Yeah, sorry, he's definitely playing in behind the footy, a little bit on ball, but behind the footy, trying to use it with his neat skills. The umpires have stopped play because I think it's actually going to be a down the field. It's only going to go forward. No, in fact, it's just going to go back. There was just a scuffle. So Egger kicks off one step, finds Curran being good early. The late inclusion. Hits up Alex Lee, centre half forward. Can't take the mark on his chest. Goes in hard there, does Whitford. In fact, too hard over the top. Free kick to Blackberry. who was looking for the down the field free kick after he kicked it. Umpire wasn't up for it, and neither he should have been. He's cut off here now. Avent by hand. Cox Goodger fumbles. Tight tackles. Here's Ponting. Class. Handball. Out the back. Simpson tries to sum things up. All he does, though, is spot out lead him. So he turned the ball over. Don't know what he was trying to find there. Was Simpson. He had plenty of time. Here's Pulfreman. Sells the candy left. Goes right. Goes long. He's got Riley. Oh, well done there, the North Launceston defender. Riley first to recover. Snaps on the left. Right there as well is Gillow, but this one doesn't go through. It's scrapped through for a behind, and that's Launceston 1-4-10, North Launceston 2-1-13. Foz, who was that defensive?
That was Fletcher Bennett. It was
Fletcher
fantastic.
Bennett.
Couple of big efforts there. Saved a goal, no doubt about it. Father Richard down below us as here comes Brad at Cox Goodger now. On the wing, he's caught from behind by Casey Brown. Might have got a little toe to it. Play on. Max doesn't agree now. Cox Goodger second chance towards half forward. Taken by Whitford. Beautiful play, Taylor Whitford. Open goal ahead. Allows for the breeze. Will it come back to the left? It's coming back. It's a goal. Great goal by Whitford. He allowed beautifully for the breeze. And it took the right turn that it needed to take just to get inside the right-hand goal post. Great goal, Taylor Whitford. And that's their third North Launceston, 3-1-19, 1-4-10. And that was great transition footy there from North Launceston, coast-to-coast goal, Max Walker.
It was, and I was just about to comment that Whitford's kicking hasn't been all that good today, but it's a bit hard to follow through with that comment after he kicks a goal.
He was very lucky. It turned backwards on the spin.
Had the back spin on it, didn't it?
It was going, it was missing right side, but...
this is where we want to see a bit of composure by Launceston now. Like North are getting plenty of the ball, getting a lot of run and plenty of run on the outside as well. So Launceston have just got to stay composed and see the quarter out here, and be nice for them to snag another one.
A lot of stats are very even. 8 inside 50s at the moment apiece. 8 to 7 clearances North's way. So pretty even in the stats.
Look, if North Launceston's better players like Cox Goodger and Ponting and Whitford keep getting their hands on the footy, it's going to be a tough day for Launceston, you'd imagine. Ball goes out from the centre clearance and it goes out in front of Ponting, and the umpire says ball it up. Foz.
Curtain raised today, Macca, in the under-18s. Launceston 6-11-47, defeated North Launceston 4-6-30. And in the Mercury Cup, North Launceston 12-11-83, defeated Launceston 4-6-30.
Okay. Both of these clubs, of course, playing for the Phil Edwards Cup today, Foz.
Yep.
So it's cumulative scores on wins and that sort of thing.
Just goals, I think, isn't it?
Goals throughout the day.
Goals scored for the day.
Okay, so can you give us an update on that one, Foz?
Not at the moment.
Phil Edwards Cup. No, when you're ready, get him up.
Yep.
Denellen goes short, finds Thorpe, bounces off his chest, out of bounds. Here, you got time. How many goals has Launceston kicked so far in the two games?
9.
9. North Launceston?
16.
16. So it's going to have to be a big comeback for Launceston to take home the Phil Edwards Cup. Of course, one of the proud Examiner reporters, loved his football, passed away a couple of years ago. Phil Edwards was a big supporter of us here at City Park Radio, and it was really sad to lose him a couple of years ago. And both clubs have put his name up for the cup between these two teams. So well done there for both of these clubs in recognising Phil Edwards. Boundary throw in, ball up, it was on the 50, not much happening, just so many footballers around the contest, they can't get it out, and North Launceston holding Launceston up in their forward 50, and it's going to be another ball up.
It's marks inside 50 so far, 4 to Launceston, none yet to North Launceston.
Had their chances, the Blues. A little bit of breeze now in their effects, Mike. Umpires throws it up, that's umpire Bannister, the boy from down south. Comes forward, left kick, another hack kick as well for Launceston. Riley at the top of the square, bounces over the top, and there's another rush behind through Fletcher Bennett, and it's going to be Van Buren to take the kick out. Now, this is where North Launceston go. Let's see if Launceston can hold them up, because they're really dangerous if they can get out over the back here. North Launceston, very structured, good coaching panel, led on field, of course, by Taylor Whitford. Here's Van Buren over the back, looking for Bennett. He flies, taken down the front here by the youngster in Will Haley. Over the top again to Bennett, moving the ball. Edmonds, tough, and goes well on Casey Brown. Edmonds plays on, good speed to get away from Casey Brown. Edmonds, here's McCulloch, the big Bartholomew. Sticks him up, can't get it. Comes down the front to Miller Hodge, but it's only going to go as far as Jackie Avent, who takes the ball on his chest. He had Bannister on, chose not to. That was the one, Maxo, wasn't it? North Launceston nearly coast to coast again. Another one, Donnelly up in the pack. Well done there, Miller Hodge. Left mid down there. Egger in front from McCulloch. Oh, he's beset upon. He tries to slip it. He does, Egger. He goes once, he goes twice. He steps out of bounds, left forward pocket, going nowhere. So that's the one, wasn't it? Kick out over the top. A couple of the youngsters combined, and they were unlucky for McCulloch not to get the grab.
They've done it very well for 3 or 4 occasions, and probably unlucky for Edgar, I think it was, not to get a high tackle there against Hines.
From the contest, it's Bristow, kicks off the side of the boot. Might work out all right, surely not deliberate. Umpire says boundary throw in.
Yeah, that's the Bristow kick normally. Just get it forward. Doesn't look pretty, but geez, he gets the clearances.
Big task for Vanderbilt today. He's done well already against McCulloch and Lee in a couple of those contests. There's the boundary throw in. 70 metres out from North Launceston's goal. Here's Gillow, little handball to Bristow, who's been prominent. He might have been tackled without it by Cox Goodger. Shoveled now towards Foon. Gee, did that well. He got out of trouble. Sideways handball now from Cox Goodger. Finds Tepper. Low left footer. Is good this time. Nothing Vanderbilt could do about that one. As McCulloch takes the mark. And the mark will be set about 46 out. Yes, Macca?
Just clean hands, Max. Clean possession out of the stoppages. Like we've seen Bristow get plenty of hands, but just doesn't have the class out of the stoppage, does he?
He hasn't done yet. Yeah, like you say, he's getting plenty of the ball. Probably hasn't got a lot of support either at the moment.
Gillow there just handballed it and missed the target, and North Launceston go back the other way.
We take for granted the class of Jay Foon, but to get out of trouble there, just a little sidestep was fantastic. Anyway, here's McCulloch. A long way out. He'll have to set it out to the right, I reckon. He does that. It's coming back. Has the distance, got it. It's in the square, tries to mark. It's in the goal square, contested ball. Kick over the head. Donnelly. Thomas Donnelly, that's his second. Bicycle kick over the top. And fantastic work in the goal square by North Launceston. And that's 2 goals now to Thomas Donnelly. That's their 4th, 4-1-25. Lead Launceston 1-5-11.
Another balls as a defender at deep in the goal square. They should have been able to hold that up. It was a bit too easy for Donnelly in the end. If we watch the replay now, hands off the pack. You know, no one grabbed him really strongly. It was just a fairly loose tackle there by who was it? Jack Tuthill, I think. And they've got to be cleaner than that when it's deep. You've got to be more anxious to stop the ball going over the line.
I'll tell you what, Max, this Dave Mohr's a marvel. They always said Bruce McAvaney knew when to call the goals and just take over the commentary. Dave Mohr, today, 5 goals. 5 called from Dave Mohr. You are a modern day marvel, Dave Mohr.
It's your turn, Mac.
You do the centre stuff. I'll take the next forward entry. You go.
Josh Ponding in there, but nagged away by Taylor, who's in a good patch of form at the moment. Big torp up here towards Killerley. Tough one to mark. He drops it, takes his eye off the ball. Plenty of time to recover. Ben Killerley. Low kick towards Thorpe, too low. Nice intelligent tap off now to Holt. He's in traffic. Back to Gillow. He loves these. Jimmy Gillow. No, not this time. Across the face. 1-6-12, 4-1-25. Just going back to that Donnelly goal, that was a fantastic kick to get over the top of his head from where he was. That was a good effort.
You like that one? Van Buren, I'll take the backline stuff, Foz. Van Buren looks for Lee. Fletcher Seymour up against him. Casey Brown, inside 50 kick, doesn't go very deep. Ponting sticks the left foot out. He's taken high by Donnelly. Donnellan. Umpire says play on. He gets up again and goes as the classy midfielder. Here's Edmonds, been impressed with him early on. Goes back to Wadley. By hands, Cox Goodger, chip kick up, finds Bannister centre wing. So the strong athletic Bannister goes down the line looking for Tepper. Oh geez, they're on the day today, the Bombers. He's got space over the top because the big McCulloch. He's got Vanderbilt set, but well done the big Vanders, and he punches it away from McCulloch out of bounds, left forward pocket, right on the 50-metre arc. And Billy Edmonds, I'll tell you what, I was impressed with him before, Max. He actually ran away from Casey Brown. And Casey Brown is actually one of the fastest in the state. And Billy Edmonds put the shoes down and off he went.
Takes a bit to do that. He's very quick, old Casey.
I'm looking forward to seeing Billy Edmonds in September. He's going to really light it up, I reckon. As Bannister now around the corner. It's a real tussle with Donnelly again. Has he marked it? I think he has. In front, Thomas Donnelly. And on his back there was Jacob Boyd, but he's really started the game in impressive fashion. He's playing deep forward as Thomas Donnelly.
It's funny, isn't it, Max? Like you put all your work into, a Cox Goodger, or you put all your work into a McCulloch or a Whitford. All of a sudden, young Sauce Donnelly comes in and he gets under your guard in the first quarter.
And it's not a bad ploy either. Playing him forward, he's either going to be playing on Tuthill or Boyd at the moment.
That's
He's got a couple of years ahead of him in senior footy at the moment.
Half a foot of height too.
Yeah.
Deep in the forward pocket. He sets it out right. He's let it out there too much. Sneaks in from behind. It's quarter time.
So they let off there.
Quarter time here at Windsor Park. It's North Launceston 4-2-26. Lead Launceston 1-6-12. So 14-point margin in an accurate Launceston there. And they may have been kicking into a slight breeze. So even though North Launceston had a stranglehold on the game in the first quarter, there's still a lot of work to be done in this game yet. Macca.
It looks like North Launceston were poor in front of goal, but there's a lot of rushed ones there as well, wasn't there?
Goal kickers?
For that. Goal kickers for North Launceston, we just mentioned Donnelly's got 2, singles to Curran and Whitford, and for Launceston the single goal kicker was Timmy Bristow at the 5.5 minute mark, so not much scoring, goal scoring after that for Launceston Football Club.
Max, before we have a break, your thoughts there on that first quarter?
Yeah, look, the reason I think North are in front, Dave, is just their outside run. Like we called it 3 or 4 times, coast to coast, and I think if Launceston want to not necessarily get back in the game, because they're certainly not out of it, but what they've got to do is stop that run of North. Certainly their overlap running is absolutely killing the Launceston, and they just don't look like that they know how to man up on it or pull one back. We talk about Jay playing behind the ball a bit at the moment, Jay Blackberry, but he's got the ball a couple of times, but it hasn't really worked for Launceston to do that, and I think this quarter we might see him down forward a bit more with that little bit of breeze.
Absolutely. We're seeing a couple of the goals here, and that really lit it up there on that right-hand side of the park there. Tom Donnelly took the bounce, steady with a banana kick, and put it through in a beautiful fashion there, and he's kicked a cup in the first quarter, missed another one. So he's the biggest forward at the moment on the ground.
Well, he just plays tall, doesn't he? And because he's so quick and athletic, he's a really hard matchup. So Boyd or Tardell has to take it there. Another goal there for North Launceston on the replays for our on-stream viewers. That was another great goal there for North Launceston. So. Left. So Launceston, they've got a little bit to do. We'll try and get some stats from them in a moment, just to have a look at their key indicators, those disposals, marks and loose ball gets and things, because that's what they need to do, Launceston, to keep in this game.
Quarter time here at Windsor Park. North Launceston 4-2-26, Launceston 1-6-12. Back in just a moment.
No is an amazing word. When used the right way, it can be very powerful, like saying, no, I don't want to be locked into a contract. No, I don't want to pay excess data charges. Well, that's exactly what Telstra is offering right now. No excess data charges in Australia and no lock-in contracts on any new mobile plan. Simply pay out your device if you want to leave. All on Australia's best mobile network. Too good to be true? It's not. Chat with the team at your locally owned Telstra stores, Quadrant and Kings Meadows, to find out more.
A sponsor of City Park Radio.
Are you frustrated by your technology? Just not performing the way it should? Then bring it into the on-site computer technicians at Harvey Norman. Our tech team will do a PC health check, provide a repair estimate and a hassle-free quote. Harvey Norman are the experts in component upgrades, software installation, setup or removal. Let us troubleshoot any issues for you, regardless of where you purchased your computer. Tech team services start from just $49. Come in and see us today. We make...
Welcome back to Windsor Park. Just some of the team stats here, thanks to Dave Gruber, our statistician, who's on guard here to my right. Till quarter time, the first quarter team stats. North Launceston 16 hit-outs to 8, so Alex Lee doing pretty well there. Clearance is pretty even, 11 to 10 Launceston's way. Inside 50s, 12 to 11 North Launceston's way. Marks inside 50, 4 to 2 the Blues way, and free kicks 6 to 5 in the favour of Launceston. And compliments of the Launceston statisticians team there. Macca, you've got some individual stats for Lonnie players.
Just individual
Whoop, better turn you on there.
All right, just the individual stats for Launceston. Bristow's had 9. We mentioned he probably hasn't used them as well as he wanted. He's nine possessions and the goal. Brendan Taylor with 6. We saw him here against Lauderdale. They plenty of tackles, only 1 at this stage. Fletcher Seymour's had 5 tackles but only 3 possessions. So he's working hard, just not getting their hands on the footy. Joby Harper with 5 and Gillow with 4. They're taking the stats of Ponting today, so they always try and target one of the players for their stats. Last time it was Siggins, today it's Ponting. He's had 5 possessions.
Get down to Chris Hay, who's just emerging from the huddles.
Yeah, I've just been to the Mitch Thorpe huddle, and he was about to go into the huddle, and he saw me out the corner of his eye, and he whispered to me, "Tell them we're doing all right. We just got to kick straight."
Yeah,
and that's a laugh. And that's virtually what he told his team. He said his team's doing well. They've just got to be more settled and be more certain up front and kick straight. Really, that's the only difference between the two sides. They've got a special task for Gillow. So I'm going to watch Gillow this quarter and see what they've got lined up for him.
Okay, a bit mysterious. Thanks, Chris. And conditions down there, which way's the wind blowing?
Well, what little wind there is, I don't think it's blowing anywhere, really.
Okay.
So no end that's being favoured.
Thank you, Chris. We'll talk to you again at half-time.
Okay.
Yeah, Max, I looked at the stats compared to that Lauderdale game because that's their key indicators, and they weren't far off Launceston. You know, their tackle pressure was okay, just the cleanliness around the stoppages and also that forward connection and obviously kicking goals rather than points. So, look, the numbers are okay, but they can't afford North Launceston to kick any more goals and just sneak away by, 3 or 4 goals in the first 10 minutes of this quarter.
And the pressure that North Launceston put on them, probably a little bit more than Lauderdale have at the moment.
I reckon Gillow might be playing a defensive role on one of those half-back runners, so we'll keep an eye on that one, whether it's Foon or Avent. Could be doing a defensive role there. So not a really great ball up from the centre bounce, so it's going to be a reset, Dave.
First goal to the Tigers at Kingborough, the Twin Ovals. 1 goal straight to yet to score.
Playing North Hobart down there. Of course, North Hobart, a great win last week against the Launceston Blues. Not in great form, the Blues, after a terrific week the other week against Lauderdale. Ponting, excellent. Back to Tepper, goes back to Ponting, and here he is, the one getting under the guard, the big redhead, the big Sauce Donnelly. He had Whitford on the lead, chose to ignore it. Another lead from Rushton. Over the back there is Edmonds, but it's going to be Donnelly. He's going to have a look at him. So he's kicked 2 in the first, missed 1 there towards the end of the quarter. This one's going to hit the top of the square, comes off the boot well, gets on the breeze, and it's through. Wow, Sauce Donnelly from outside 50 into a slight breeze, and that's his 3rd, the big red, and he's really getting under their guard at the moment, Launceston Blues. Do you have to look at a move, Max? Young Boyd?
Well, I think you'd have to, Macca. It's not looking good, and just had a real close look at him there. He marked that just in front of our commentary, and he's got some good size about him at the moment. He's terrific. Been built up really well. He's been in the gym quite a bit, I reckon. So to have Tuthill or Boyd on him, I notice Miller Hodges sitting him at the moment, but he's still got 6 inches on all those guys, so they're going to have to do something.
Sweet, didn't he? Jeez, he hit that sweet off the club.
Allowed for the wind perfectly.
Mackie followed him a bit through the Mariners days.
Yes.
A backman?
Well, a backman initially, and then a sort of a tall winger who sort of swept back from there, but his endurance run is so good.
Here they go again through Ponting up towards half forward towards Rushton. Gets one hand to it. In the back play, though, there is Ryan Tyrrell. Kicks blindly, lands straight in the arms of James Curran, who's been good. Back to Ponting, who's coming into the game. Ponting towards half forward. Edmonds almost took a one-handed mark. Still in play. Working hard there is Whitford. It's a wrestle into the ground, right on the boundary line. It'll be a ball up.
They've definitely made that change, Max. So Miller Hodges standing the big Sauce Donnelly. And, geez, he's got big hands, as big buckets, Edmonds. He nearly pulled that one in. Just really undersized the Launceston defenders.
Little ball up, doesn't go very high. Bannister to a hot spot there. Tyrrell gets a fist on it. Cox Goodyear can't break the tackle. Egger might have got one high. Played for it. Play on. Backed on to it as Egger. Releases. Rushton. Wrapped up by a couple of Blues. Ball up right on the boundary line. It's 5-2-32 North Launceston. Launceston 1-6-12. This is City Park Radio 96.5 and 103.7, and via the live stream TSL as it's over the shoulder free kick. It's going the way of North Launceston, and it's going to Dakota Bannister.
Jake Smith actually found himself in the ruck against Dakota Bannister, so 2 mid-sized players. I don't reckon he's taken many ruck duels in his time, Jake Smith, and he's made an indiscretion, as umpire Bannister says.
We're right behind this. Cameraman Ben Donaldson's got this one on beautifully behind here and was right into the post. So one behind to North Launceston. 5-3-33 to 1-6-12. 21 points the margin. Dangerous times for the Blues. Little kick here is a dangerous one, but well done by Smith. Finds Jacob Boyd. Still about 20 metres out from his defensive goal. Invited now to play on. He has to go wide. He goes short again. Nice kick. Finds Hodge. So Miller Hodge. He's going to take his time. He looks sideways, but no option but other than to go down the line. Although, no, he goes shorter. It's a bouncing ball, dangerous. Harper can't take it. North Launceston at half forward, little handball. And there's going to be a free kick here. It's for a throw. I think it's going against Jack Avent. So it'll be a free kick to Launceston towards Casey Brown. We'll take the relieving kick from halfback.
Casey Brown goes to play on and does. He's got to go left, got to go right. He's caught, though, by Avent. Didn't do that well to Casey Brown. He was always under pressure. Ponting tackled, holding the footy, Dave Mohr says, and the umpire agrees. Ponting holding the footy. So well done, Tim Bristow. Leading possession winner with 9. See what he does with the kick. He's got Fletcher Seymour out wide. He is going to get it now from the boot of Tyrrell. Seymour, as Rushton tries to make up the yards and doesn't. So Seymour set out here on centre wing, commentary side for an eternity. Finally found the footy. Goes to Miller Hodge. Play on. Quick movement. Gillow flies. Can't get it. Riley there also. North Launceston there. Ever dependable halfback flankers doing a great job. Here's an intercept. Riley tries to squeeze the kick forward to Thorpe. Can't put the mitts out and find it. Here's on the ground. Blackberry. Left foot. Goes across the face. Another behind to Launceston. So in the first quarter where Whitford got the ball to bounce right, Blackberry couldn't do it. 1-7-13 Launceston. Trailed North Launceston 5-3-33.
Long out here towards Edmonds, who was infringed in the marking contest. Now it's play on advantage that falls to Ponting. His handball backwards, back towards Edmonds, up against Paul Freeman. Edmonds has to kick under pressure over the top of McCulloch. Now it's a bit of a bouncing ball there for Smith. Mopping up his Van der Velde. Smacks it in the air. Goes 40 metres up, 30 metres down. And if that makes any sense, it doesn't. as we kick now towards half forward. And taken there by Tuthill.
5 minutes 34.
Yeah, no, write it down. It's on YouTube. As now it's a contest. 70 metres out from goal.
Not real much physics in that one,
no,
Dave.
It wasn't. And I'm a science teacher too.
He's not really a physics man, though.
No,
anyway, I've written that down. That'll go on the bloopers at the end of the year, Maxwell.
Not really anything after that.
Not really anything. He's a good commentator, is he, David Mohr?
Seymour to Tyrrell. Going back up.
Seymour to Tyrrell. Looks up to Riley. Well done there, Van Buren. That's a good matchup, Van Buren. Good for size on Riley. Can't get away. So Mitch Thorpe just said all you got to do is kick straight. And they've ticked along to Launceston 1-7-13, but still trailing at the moment by 4 goals, or 20 points in fact, 13-33. Centre wing, good throw in. Shaliro, the umpire on that occasion. Had a bad week, Shaliro. Copped a little bit of say out at grammar during the week by one of the St Pat's teachers. But it's good to see him back on the track today, Shaliro. Here's Denellen. Left foot, forward pocket. Alec Wright, the target. They've got to play in front, the Launceston forwards. They're not doing so at the moment. Well done. Good tackle there by Gillow on Bennett. Van Buren with experience. Comes out. He's got Lee. Taken by Ponting. It's going to be paid. So Ponting, centre wing. Plenty of play over this side of the ground this quarter. Makes it good for us. Ball holds up a little bit. Sets himself to Van der Velde. Well done here, though, by Bannister. Underground handball. Egger out the back, McCulloch over to Bannister. They know where they're going, North Launceston. Oh, he's tackled Bannister, but he gets the handball away. Tyrrell wanted the free kick, but he couldn't stick him. It's a tackle there as well by Donnelly. So they're fighting hard to the North Launceston forwards, and it's going to be ball up 25 metres out directly in front of North Launceston's goals. They lead by 20.
Right start to Clarence. They lead 13-6 at Bell Reef.
Just know where they're running, don't they? Bannister just so strong. McCulloch up in the ruck. Taps it down in front of Tepper, is that? Cox-Goodger. And Cox-Goodger at the bottom of the pack on Seymour, going there head-to-head. The two 2019 superstars. Seymour's had a great season, leading the Player of the Year award in the media. Here's Harper, left foot. I'm just not getting any time and space at the moment, the Launceston midfielders. Here's Leadham. He's got Holt on. Taylor's going to put the Shepherd on, does well. Left foot. Down the line, here's Alec Wright, but geez, they're doing a good job down there, the North Launceston half-backs. And that's a great mark in defence by the youngster in Bennett. Bennett to Simpson, squares it up. 30-metre kick. Davies goes back. He goes forward now. Does Simpson and finds Cox Goodger. Just so much more clean possession at the moment, Max.
Yeah, and you can't give someone like Cox Goodger 20 metres start like that because he will crucify you every time. He's immaculate with the ball.
Running hard. Avent. Down the line, bit of a breeze. Leadham sets himself, takes the body, and it's a good contest in the ruck between Leadham and Lee. And Tyrrell sees it out. Right in front of the commentary box here. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, or via the TSL online stream. And Launceston got their backs to the wall at the moment. North Launceston continue to charge. You're going to be listening to David Mohr.
So thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Kings Meadows, Quadrant Mall, and now in the Brisbane Street Mall, as it's Cox Goodger now fighting with Taylor. He gets a little handball away to Ponting, the old firm there. To Simpson, kicks off a step, dangerous. McCulloch in front, Vandervelde does well again, that's a good battle. Tyrrell is tackled, does release the handball just in time. Blackberry, class, gets out towards Seymour and a wrestle with Rushton. Seymour picks it up, has support from Tyrrell, throws on the boot, Lux of Fortune, finds Casey Brown. He switches it, just a second Macca, it could be a goal here.
Oh dear.
William Davies, here now the youngster Haley. Is it a goal on debut? Not just at the moment, it's off to the left. One behind. Macca.
Sorry, Foz. I thought that was going to be a nice, clean possession out, but another mistake for Launceston. Just more around the footy in there, Max. You're looking there. It's 2 on 5.
Yeah, it's the pressure that they're putting on them when they don't have the ball.
Yeah, it's 2 on 5, and in the end, that kick found Casey Brown just by fortune. Nothing else. Just a bit of luck.
Jake Smith in defensive goal square. So 21 points is the margin. He goes low into the breeze, and he finds Joby Harper. Harper now. Kicks nicely over here towards Palfreyman. That's better from the Blues. Defensive side of the wing. Thinks about going short. Now has to play on. Gets around his opponent there in Davies. Kicks long up the line. Chance there in front for Riley. It's thumped away from him. North Launceston take it. Player tackled and pushed in the back, in fact.
It's like
a free kick.
It's like Launceston are mesmerised by the greatness of North Launceston. It's just don't have the self-belief to play like they should do because they're just under pressure all the time. A lot of it's perceived pressure. They had clear pathway then, and just can't link up through midfield forward. So they're going to get a free kick here though. It's going to be Harper on the far centre wing. Got a free kick for out of bounds. So Harper up the line. That's a better connection. Finds Gillow on the lead. So Gillow, always good for a couple of goals. Hasn't found one today yet though. They've only got one, in fact, Launceston. Gillow, left foot, pinpoint, cut off. Just so good a system, so much great system. And this is Wadley. So Wadley cuts the mark off, goes by hand, over the top to Davies. Saw him play a great game the other week at UTAS Stadium against Glenorchy. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of McCulloch.
Round the grounds, Macca. Lauderdale 3 goals straight, 18. Clarence 2-1, 13. And scores level at the Twin Ovals. 2 goals straight apiece between the Tigers and North Hobart. Boundary throw in far side as Lee is in there battling. Taken by Harper. Round the corner kick. Oh, nice fly there from Davies. Almost takes the mark. But it'll be a ball up far side. Macca, AFL.
Yeah, a couple of games underway, nearly the end of the first quarter, and it's Port Adelaide. They lead by 17 against the Essendon Bombers. And Sydney Swans have kicked the first 2 against the mighty Giants, which impresses Max, the Richmond supporter.
Taylor now kicks inside 50 for the Blues. It's marked out at Alec Wright. Does well on the second grab, and he's well within scoring distance. He's about 30 out, 45-degree angle. And a chance to get one back for Launceston.
Once again, you look at the stats, they're level in the clearances, they're, level inside 50s now. North Launceston haven't been able to get too much penetration. Geez, to say they need this one, Max, would be an understatement.
It would be a big understatement. And we've seen this guy play really well the last few games up forward for the Blues, so he should be able to kick it, but stranger things have happened when you give a guy a rap.
Here we go, 45 metres out, 45-degree angle, and he's got it. Alec Wright kicks the second goal for Launceston. It's their first goal since the 6-minute mark of the first quarter, and a badly needed one, 2-7-19 to 5-4-34.
Well, that's what they needed. They needed that because if North Launceston kicked another one, then it becomes 6 goals to 1, and it's a long way back. But it keeps them in it.
Mac, we first saw Alec Wright, I think, as a 16-year-old. He was outside the usual development program.
Yeah, he played a little bit of Devils in the Mariners in the end, and then just sort of, but as a defender.
Okay.
And just struggled at that level, just more, I think it was self-confidence more than anything. But what's he kicked? What I said before, he's kicked 16, that's 17 goals for the season now, and equal with Joby Harper as the second leading goal kicker. And he's got good size, he's got good height, he's good athleticism, reads the play pretty well. And he's going to develop into a really good player here at the Launceston Blues down at Windsor Park. Lead him up against McCulloch this time. Another clearance, Tim Bristow. Left foot kick. Riley, beset upon. Simpson, being calm. Goes down the line. Seymour cuts it off in front of Davies. Davies pushed in the back. And sometimes Launceston just going a little bit hard. They're keen. And that's a free kick against the youngster in Hines. Jaden Hines back into the side this week. Finds Billy Edmonds out on the side, does Davies. He's been good today, Edmonds, but wins the one-on-ones, but that's not a great kick because it goes down the throat of Hamish Leadham, the ruckman for Launceston. Right on the half-back flank here, in front of the commentary position is Leadham. Goes short to Miller Hodge. So Hodge, look for him to use the ball well. They look back in on that 45. Casey Brown moves, Taylor moves. Going to go long, though. Here's Riley. Going to be up here. Gillow sets, can't find it. Down the front, Riley, the smooth mover. Here's the kick. Bristow, half-forward flank. He's got one out wide. He's going to come in short, looking for that man Wright, and Thorpe. Wright sets himself. Oh, it's a good mark. 1, 2, 3. 4 bites of the cherry. Comes out. Taken in the tackle. Well done. Geez, he nearly had it, did Alec Wright. Can't find the mark, though. There's either below the knees or too high. Yellow gets up and he goes as far as Thorpe. Battling on there with Connie Young. They've had good battles the last couple of years of Thorpe and the youngster Young, and this one goes out of bounds, left forward pocket.
He's been good today, Connie Young, Max.
Jeez, I thought he had that mark right. 1, 2 here on the replay. Just couldn't get the final grab.
Yeah, he has, Foz. Been really, really good holding Thorpe well at the moment.
Boundary throw in. Thorpe gets his fist to it. Little kick there by Seymour. Right up in the air. No one can take it now. Riley does. Might have got a high contact there to Dylan Riley. Now they call for holding the ball. It's released. Play on. Still a contest there, about 20 metres out from the Launceston goal. It'll be a ball up. Been playing 15 minutes in the second quarter. North Launceston 34, lead Launceston 19. It's a good contest in this second quarter.
And just on Connor Young there, Foz, you very rarely see him get beat, a genuine beaten game these days.
That's right.
At worst, he comes out even.
Bristow taps it to himself. Out of bounds eventually. Boundary throw in. So inside 50s this quarter. It's 5 to Launceston, 4 to North Launceston. So things have evened up. There's the boundary umpire. Flings it in into a bit of a breeze there. It holds up. Thorpe thumps it towards Seymour. Thorpe on the follow-up. Gets swung in the tackle. McCulloch now playing on ball. Chain of handballs ends up with Connor Young. Doesn't quite get the target he does now. I think that's Xavier Todman coming out of the back line. He goes short and finds Cox Goodger. Here they go now in transition. Handball to Tepper. Back to Cox Goodger. Cox Goodger now kicks 50 metres inside, attacking 50. And Bannister takes a mark in front of Smith. Used his body beautifully. And just the strength there of Dakota Bannister in the contest. We've seen that a couple of times today. And he gets himself a shot at goal, right in front of the sticks.
And it's what we spoke about earlier too, the coast-to-coast stuff. Instead of that was probably the only time that they brought it straight up the corridor. Most of it's been wide, but that Launceston didn't touch it again, and Bannister's got a shot on goal.
Bannister punches at the ball, but does nicely straight through the goals for a valuable goal for Launceston. About halfway through this second quarter, 6-4-40, leading Launceston 2-7-19. And geez, a strong player, Dakota Bannister, Max.
They're probably, well, they're not probably, they're very lucky. They've got guys like Dakota Bannister who they've got the luxury of playing as a permanent forward nearly so far today, and we've seen him throughout his career play on the ball, down back a little bit, but yeah, he's a bull of a bloke. He'd be pretty hard to man up against, and you look at him and Jake Smith there. He's probably got 10 kilos on Jake Smith, and probably 6 inches as well, which we're finding right across. Lonnie's backline today look a bit short on the North matchups.
Yeah, Casey Brown gives away height. Tyrrell's okay there, but he gives away strength against Cox Goodger. You mentioned Jake Smith. You've got a youngster on Whitford. You've got an undersized Miller Hodge on Donnelly. So they're going to have to win these centre clearances, which they have now, because it's going to be a free kick to Timmy Bristow. So Bristow, right in the centre circle, is the man on the mark in Tepper. He goes left, gets under pressure on the right, but finds Miller Hodge off half back. So Miller Hodge, want to see him run and create a little bit more. Does so this time and finds Harper. Got to keep trying to take the game on at the moment. They're nearly 5 goals down on the Launceston side. The points they've kicked are keeping them in it. Harper down the line. Nearly a mark there to Gillow. Can't find it at ground level. Is beset upon by Simpson, and it's going to be a ball up just outside the 50, Launceston's end of the ground. A score from the under-15 girls, Foz, you mentioned before. Unfortunately, they went down in the bronze medal game. 1-5-11 against West Australia, 9-6-60. Started the week well and then ran out of the puff to the Tassie girls, but acquitted themselves very well on the national stage.
Absolutely. I think they were one of the few underage teams to win every game in their pool over the years of underage footy championships.
Okay, so they didn't.
I read that stat somewhere.
Didn't carry it through in the finals, unfortunately.
Tough for those girls and boys playing a lot of games in consecutive days.
8:30 at Longford this morning, Max. That would have been nice for the young ladies.
So it's out of bounds.
Nice and crisp. Great facilities out there. New club rooms. Compliments of the not Meander Valley.
Northern Midlands. I was out there earlier in the week. Watched the under-15 boys. Had a good win against ACT. No, I didn't have to cut the ribbon. It was already open. Archie Blair, I think he would have done that. He lives there, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah.
Boundary throw in far side of Windsor Park. Leadham and Lee. Lee wins this one nicely towards Cox Goodger. Little handball now finds a teammate who kicks in towards attacking 50. It's a bouncing ball. Jack Tuttle will get there first. He shrugs off the opponent there in Whitford. It's a great contest, this one. Tuttle in Whitford, and arriving on the scene now is Smith. He's bustled over the boundary line. There'll be a throw in. That quick transition once again from North Launceston. Those clearances, which are pretty even, but I'd say quality clearances are going the way of North Launceston at the moment. Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket. North Launceston kicking to the northern end of the ground. Falls a bit short. Cox Goodger, little tap here to Dakota Bannister on the boundary line. Set himself up for a shot, then fumbled. Here's Cox Goodger. Underground kick. Bouncing dangerously. Casey Brown, little fumble, could be costly. Gets the handball now to Hodge. Hodge might have got a push in the back. No, play on. Now he's caught.
He went to ground, Foz. Went to ground. Needs to keep his feet and take the ball and run, son. Run. Don't choose to go to ground, Max.
No, exactly.
Just clean hands and go. That's what they need to do, Launceston.
Cox Goodger, snap smothered there by Seymour. That was heading goalwards. Now it's another stoppage. Still about 20 metres out from the North Launceston goal.
The difficulty here, if Launceston do get the opportunity to clear it, they've got no one to kick it to.
Yep.
And that was proven when Joby Harper had it on the wing 5 minutes ago.
Cox Goodger gets a kick smothered again by Seymour. Bristow. Now it's hacked out there by Tuddle, but it's going to come straight back as Davies takes the mark. It's Liam Davies. 2 kicks out from goal, you'd think. He's lining up as if he might have a go at them. It's a long way out.
Like his game today, David. He's played well.
He's had a great season. Him and Van Buren, the 2 Northwest Coast boys, have been fantastic. So Liam Davies is backing himself from probably 55. James Gillow on the mark. He gets round now to get extra distance. Launches. Goal square, flyer was Edmonds. Gee, I tell you what, if you hadn't put an arm up there, that was going through just about.
Umpire's called a behind.
It's a behind. So one behind there to North Launceston, 6-5-41, leading Launceston 2-7-19, 21 and a half minutes, quarter number 2.
Update on the Tassie Devils under 15s. They're 23 points down against Queensland, so a little bit of work to do there up at Prospect. Kick out. Harper couldn't take it. Taking the ball with him is Seymour, but he's beset upon by Ponting. The umpire says, give it to me.
For those of the listeners and more so the viewers, Launceston just look flat at the moment. They're really struggling to cover the ground.
They look a different team to what we saw here against Lauderdale the other week. Maybe that was a bit of an aberration for the Launceston Blues.
Still in the game though, it's only 22 points.
22 points, but indicators, Foz, just they're understrength, undersized, and if they're not up and about on the top of the ground, as Maxie said, it's going to be tough. Here's the youngster in Tuddle, spins around, looks for Killaley, keeps his eye on the footy. Comes down the front, not going very far at the moment. Good pick up, Blackberry. This is where they need to find a goal. Can't be this time through Riley. Well done, Avent. Good tackle, Riley. Launceston hold the ball up inside their 50. So they've got to hold it in. Really hold it in. 2-7-19, Launceston trail North Launceston 6-5-41. 22 and a half minutes gone, second term. Launceston down towards the city end, ball inside their 50. Clearance, here's Pulfreman, goes through and takes it. But another good tackle, North Launceston. This one time it's Jay Foon.
desperately need a goal out of this, the Blues. Got to set up some structure here as well. Spread away from the pack a bit. Look, they're all, all blocked in. North have got the man out the back there already.
Van Buren takes it. Little kick. Goes into the heel there of Davies. Almost a shot on goal there from Blackberry. Still in a dangerous spot here for North Launceston. Handball sideways to a contest. Jaden Hines. Little handball sideways now to Seymour. Seymour short kick. Looking there for Harper. He can't take it. Seymour once again on the ball there, and he's caught. He lifts Ponting up in the air, and it's going to be a free kick to Ponting. Yes, Macca.
Just 6-6-42 North Launceston. Foz.
Missed one there. So a little kick comes towards Wadley, who marks defensive side of the centre square. So you hear the breeze in our effects might getting up a little bit now as it's with Edmonds.
It's not just the breeze that's getting up, Foz, the temperature's getting down.
That's right. As Edmonds towards half forward, and Bannister nearly takes a mark. Well done, Vanderveld. He's going to claim the mark, is he? No. Handball away to Hodge. Tyrrell happy for it to go over the boundary line. So right in front of us. We're on top of the action here on the balcony, the Windsor Function Centre.
Just no run, create, overlap is there for the Launceston Blues. It's all a struggle. Every time they get it, they're just set upon. And North Launceston, look, they probably haven't been playing that great either, but they're just a little bit more polished around. Here's Tyrrell. Here's the overlap. Tyrrell from Holt over the top. Connie Young sets against Thorpe. Comes down Killerley, going to try and use his pace. He does so. Killerley gives the hands over to Riley. Snaps from 55. He's going to need a good bounce. Is Riley? It's looking to go. It does. It goes through Riley. Well, it's hard work for the Launceston Blues, but as Dave Mohr on the golf course says, you don't need to draw pictures, and that one goes through for a goal. Launceston 3-7-25. North Launceston 6-6-42. Well, Dave, need that one.
Yeah, they did, and good effort there from Ben Killerley. Like, he's just one of those players that is in and out of the team, but he showed a lot of pace there, an intelligent knock on. You can see on the replay towards Riley.
He's always had good pace, Killerley. Even as a student, he was a really good runner, little athletics. Spent a lot of time out with the Devils and stuff doing fitness work, and they're away at national championships and things. That's it's his career. That's sports science, weights and conditioning. And look, but he's a good role player for them if he can do that. And did you notice the overlap run right from the back line? Tyrrell, they have to take the game on. He went through Holt, back to Tyrrell. That's what they've got to do to try and put the pressure back on North Launceston.
Massive bounce there from the umpire. Ends up now. Chance for another late one here for Launceston if they can pick it up. But Cox Goodyear does well to Tepper. Tepper to half forward finds Edmonds. Edmonds juggles it a bit but takes the mark. Couple of kicks out from goal. Goes right, goes left, and now goes towards Bannister, who leads out in front of Smith, who couldn't do much about that one. Nice foot skills, and Bannister goes short. Terrible kick straight to Smith. And rebound now from the Blues. Holt in a wrestle there with his opponent. Wins out. There's young Holt. Handball's ambitious to Donnellan, who's tackled. Has to release. Good work in there by Will Haley. He's back onto it. He gets tackled. Handball out the back. Simpson. Little kick now to Lee, who takes the mark. Looks to play on. He's got Curran. There's a link up here. He goes over the top and finds him. Now with handball to Cox Goodyear. Cox Goodyear kicks it 60 metres to the goal square. Might even go through. Fist on it there by the Launceston defence. Jacob Boyd goes through from behind. 6-7-43, plays 3-7-25. Gee, I tell you what, I remember Cox Goodyear kicking one from the middle of West Park a few years ago. Remember that one, Macca?
Just keeps going with the breeze.
Gee.
Jake Smith, a little bit of work to do on the kick out because even this is difficult. Puts a little bit of time on it, but finds Tyrrell. Here's the run. Seymour, centre square, goes short, hit up. Thorpe, by hands back to Seymour. Back to Tyrrell. This is what he's got to do. Over the top, Alec Wright. If he can mark it. Oh, no. There goes the siren. He's paid it.
No, hold on.
No.
He put the hand out.
There was only, the umpire behind him said no, but it was definitely a mark after the siren. And unfortunately for Launceston, but even that last 5 minutes, they showed the run through Tyrrell and the run through Fletcher Seymour. Playing a little bit more outside today is Fletcher Seymour, interestingly enough, the clearance king. But Launceston, look, they're still in the game, as Foz said, 3-7-25. Trail North Launceston 6-7-43. So an even 4 goals at half-time. Work to do for Windsor Park home team in Launceston. The goal kickers, it's 3 to Donnelly. He's the leading goal scorer of the day. 3 to Donnelly, 1 to Whitford, 1 to Bannister, 1 to Curran. And 1 to Alex Wright for Launceston, 1 to Bristow, and 1 to Ben Killerley.
It's an 18-point lead at half-time.
Benkeley didn't kick it. Dylan Riley. My apologies. Yes, Benkeley did all the hard work, and it went through to Dylan Riley. Thanks, Max.
18 points of difference at half-time. 6-7-43, plays 3-7-25. Max, just some thoughts till half-time. Launceston stuck in the game that quarter, but North Launceston just seemed to have all the answers. Yeah, look, the last 5 or 6 minutes there, David, was probably Launceston's best footy for the day. They got a bit of run happening. I said earlier in the quarter how flat they looked, and they were just running under the ground and not on top of it. But it's marvellous what a bit of confidence does. You only need 2 or 3 guys to lift, and it's infectious. They can make it all happen, and they're going to need a really big third quarter here to get themselves back into the game with a chance to get the result that they're after at the end of the game. But when you focus on their opposition, they need to try and stop a few of the prime movers of the North Launceston team as well. Dakota Bannis has been really strong up forward, and they're struggling to hold him. We've called Thomas Donnelly numerous times. He's leading goal kicker on the ground at the moment, and he's already had 2 or 3 opponents as well, so they're struggling to find a match up for him. Whereas at the other end of the ground, young James Gillow, who we've watched recent years or in recent weeks, and he bopped, you've called him the pop-up sprinkler earlier, Macca, but he hasn't popped up at all today. He's taken a really good mark of the day, no problems at all there, but he's there for a goal kicker and to apply that forward pressure, and we've got a little bit of it, but it hasn't been consistent enough. So Launceston have got a bit of work to do. Not quite sure how you stop someone like Cox Goodyer. I'd be just telling Fletcher Seymour to go and find your own ball. Don't worry about him, and we'll look after him, because Fletcher Seymour was a lot more dangerous player for Launceston than what he's watching that goal again through the replay of Dylan Riley's. But
it's just hard work, isn't it?
It is. Everything's a real grind for him at the moment, and they just need to get more out of Fletcher Seymour, Jay Blackberry, Brodie Powerfman. All their experienced players need to lift to get them back into the game. Half-time break here. We'll come back in just a moment. We're going to have a special guest, Paul Kennedy from Glenorchy, but half-time here at 6-7-43 North Launceston, 3-7-25. For you to get set up there again, far away.
Yeah, look, once again, we go back to those stats that they had against a really good win for Lauderdale, and look, things on the surface, they don't look too bad. Like they're on track for their marks. Their tackle pressure for Launceston's been up. That's very similar, and their disposals are sort of, maybe half a bit off track, but so all the figures there, it's just that class around the football and the use of it, especially going forward. Bristow's had 14. He's had 14 possessions, including 12 kicks, 2 handballs, 7 contested, and 5 tackles, and a goal. Ryan Tyrrell came into it in that last 5 minutes. He's had 13 possessions. with lots of handball received, so that's good. 8 handball received. That's what you need. That shows the run and the overlap there. Harper's had 11 and Seymour's had 10, but you would say their influence on the game probably hasn't been as influential as it was against Lauderdale. But still getting plenty of it. 7 contested possessions for Joby Harper. Brendan Taylor's had 9, and Miller Hodge has had 8. And as I said, they were keeping the numbers on Ponting. Ponting only had the 1 touch in that quarter. He's had 13 for the half for North Launceston.
Got anything on tackles there, Macca?
Yeah, look, the tackles in this half, it's 42 tackles. So last time they played Lauderdale, they had 78. So they're on track there. On track there for that. Clearances, once again, fairly even. Launceston, in fact, in front, 22-19 at half time. The hit-outs, Alex Lee and Leadham, you wouldn't say that either's probably got the upper hand around the ground, but it's Lee in front in the hit-outs, 28-19. Inside 50s, North Launceston just snuck in front that quarter, 9-6, even though you'd probably say that the breeze was favouring the city end of the ground, Launceston's way. Marks inside 50 even as well, 5 all, and the free kicks, the umpires have done a pretty good job, 10-8 Launceston's way.
Just around the grounds, Mac, and I'll get you to check AFL in a second, but just around the grounds, it's an interesting result, or the quarter-time result here at Blunston Arena. Clarence 5-1-31, lead Lauderdale 3-2-20, and also at the Twin Ovals, we've got North Hobart 3-4-22, leading Kingborough Tigers 3 straight 18. We'll just leave the AFL for a moment because online we've got Paul Kennedy, who's the Glenorchy coach, who's joining us here on City Park Radio and also the TSL live stream. He's on a bye today, so a day off footy. And Paul, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Not too bad, thanks. What are you doing on the bye weekend?
I've actually gone home to Victoria. I've just been catching up with my mother and catching up with some friends, and I'll catch a couple of footy games as well while I'm here. So just enjoying the last break before we launch into the the really big time of the year.
Fantastic, Paul. It's been an interesting season for you guys there at Glenorchy. There's been a couple of low points and a couple of high points. How do you think you're situated moving into the last few weeks of the season?
Yeah, look, not too bad. I mean, it's obviously been a really testing year. When you have weeks where you've got 22 and 23 players unavailable, it certainly makes you earn your keep. But I've just been really impressed with our players, both senior and development league groups. Like to be at this point of the year and be 10-5 in the seniors and 11-4 in development league, given the challenges we've faced, I think it just speaks volumes for the group themselves in that they sort of haven't let losing some really good players week in, week out, they don't let it affect them. They just butter up and get on with the job, and so I've been really impressed by them. Obviously, we had a couple of down weeks, against North Lonnie and Lonnie, where we really didn't put our best foot forward, but it could be a good thing in that it really made us refocus. We not only did the players kind of address it as a coaching group, we sat down and looked at what we were doing. Our high performance group, we sat down and looked at what we were doing, and so it was actually, as much as we didn't want those 2 losses in the way they occurred, it was probably good that it happened, a couple of months out from the finals where we could really use it as something to improve going towards the end of the season.
And I suppose one observation, Paul, looking at those half-time scores with Clarence leading Lauderdale, or at quarter time, I beg your pardon, it's evened up the competition, hasn't it? There's no easy games anymore.
Yeah, that's spot on. And I think it's something where it's a real credit to the clubs around the competition. They're all running really good programs. And a few years ago, I started helping Clint Proctor out a little bit at Burnie. And at that point in time, there was the good teams, there was the medium teams, and there was the bottom teams. And there was big gaps between those 3 tiers. And I think, that with some teams dropping out of the competition, but also teams getting their act together, I think, coming down and coaching against each team, you can see every club has a program in place. They're professional, they know the way they want to play their footy. The fitness levels in the competition are improving, I think, particularly amongst the bottom teams. And so it makes it a real challenge. It's not like a lot of competitions where, as a coach, you can look at the week ahead and say, well, you know what, we're going to win this game, or this one will be tough, or, we mightn't be able to win this one. You roll into every week, and it's a case of, right, we need to be close to our best to win. And, you know, the last 2 weeks we've played North Hobart and Clarence and had to fight really hard to get 2 wins. And from the outside, some people say to you, you know, like, oh, you didn't play that well. It's like, well, you know what? The North Hobart and Clarence are actually pretty competitive teams. You know, when they've got a good team on the park. And that's a great thing for the competition. I really like it. Hopefully people around the place start to really take notice of just how tough and competitive the competition is.
Yeah, Paul, thanks for joining us on City Park Radio. Matthew McGee here. You spoke about the competition. You've got 3 tough weeks coming up, Tigers and Lauderdale and North Launceston, all at KG5. You also mentioned that you've got to be close to your best team to really be competitive. How close do you feel you will be to your best team come that end of the season and the finals time? You've obviously had a few injuries. How are we looking for the last 3 weeks coming home?
Yeah, look, I mean, our best team will be the 22 we can put on the park. You know, the reality is we've probably got about 10 players who are out for the season. You know, we've just lost Harrison Gunther. He hurt his knee last week against Clarence, and he won't be back for the rest of the season either.
That's disappointing.
So, you know, we won't be, if you thought about our best 22 at the start of the year, we won't be anywhere near that at the end of the year. But the reality is, over the course of the season, we've had guys step up and, you know, play some good footy and put their hand up and say, you know, I can be a really good senior state league player. So we'll have a good competitive team come finals time. But, you know, in terms of, I guess, the names that people know, there's going to be a good chunk of those guys missing. But, you know, that's just a challenge for new people to step up. It's a challenge for me to find, you know, ways where we can just make some little alterations to how we play. And the good thing is we've been doing that all season. So the players have been pretty adaptable. The style of footy we're playing at the moment is different to what we envisaged we would play, but that's just been the reality of the situation. So we still back ourselves. Having said that, you know, we'll come out of these next 3 weeks with a pretty good idea of, you know, how close we are to the top end of the competition.
Yep, Paul, Michael Walker here, mate. Thanks for joining us today. Just a quick one. One of the clubs very close to your club with the same colours, Claremont, have been very successful in recent years. And what's your relationship with them? And do you work together in relation to building strength in the community and trying to attract their better players and so forth? How do you go with your feeder clubs?
Yeah, look, I think in the past there's been, you know, a little bit of an acrimonious relationship there, but I haven't felt that since I have got to Glenorchy. It's one where a lot of players move between the two clubs. So, you know, players at Claremont who want the challenge of playing State League will come down to Glenorchy, but we'll also have guys who, you know, for whatever reason don't want to continue at that level. It might be work, as, you know, their work gets in the way, or, you know, they just want to break from that level of competition, or they haven't quite been able to establish a spot in the senior team, and a lot of those guys then go back to Claremont. So while we don't have a formal partnership or anything, it's, yeah, we always make sure that we don't stand in the way of people going back or people coming up.
Yeah,
you know,
very good.
We're both northern suburbs teams, we're both representing the region, and we both want people playing footy and enjoying themselves, which is what it's about. So we have a pretty free bit of movement between the two clubs, and you know, the Luke Potter, who's the coach at Claremont's a former Glenorchy captain. So yeah, it goes well, and you know, we're building some good links with the Claremont Junior Club as well. You know, we've got a lot of their kids in our Ben Brown Academy, and you know, I think we both represent the same area, and the better we develop our kids, the better it will be for Glenorchy Senior Club and for Claremont Senior Club.
Yep, exactly, 100%.
Paul, you're from the VFL and you know the demands of that competition. What needs to be done over the next 2 years to position the Tasmania Devils, as we hope they'll be, in the VFL in 2021?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, the big thing for me is I think people underestimate the talent in the TSL, and you know, you have to see Tom Mundy's playing some good footy in the VFL. Baxter Norton has been over there and played well, and you know, they're two promising young players who weren't superstars in the TSL by any stretch of the imagination, but they've been able to step up and play good footy there. And then obviously you get guys like Jay Lockhart, Ben Brown, and Nick Dodge. Robbie Fox, Brody Myercheck, who step over from the TSL and are really good players for their clubs in the VFL. So there's heaps of talent here in Tassie. The big thing I'd say is that the fitness level required in the VFL is a significant step up. So the people who put their hand up to play in the VFL side are going to have to be really committed to do the training. I think the program itself is going to have to be really flexible to allow people to do that training, but without being unrealistic on their demands. But I think the other one is that if you look at talent 190 centimetres and below in the TSL, it's really good. Once you get above that height, then it thins out. There just aren't as many big guys roaming around in the TSL. So that's where probably the big challenge is going to be, finding some big guys who can step up and take on those AFL-listed big guys who play week in, week out. In the VFL, there's a young guy like Bailey Walker playing at North Hobart. He's got some really good size and athleticism about him, so I think he's one really worth investing in. So to me, that's the challenge. I think in terms of the running brigade and the mid-sized players, I think the TSL does that really well. So, but it's not going to be a straightaway success. It wasn't last time. Last time there was a couple of years of build, and then, once that core got used to playing in the VFL, they were able to step up and be a really successful team in the VFL. I played on Sandringham's 2005 premiership team. The only team in the competition we didn't beat was the Devils. And so we were full of respect for them, and I'm actually pretty excited and hopeful that the Devils will be back, and that sort of tradition can be built again, where they, that real spirit of Tasmania goes against some really classy teams from the VFL.
Paul, we've got the teams and umpires back on the ground, so we'll have to go. Look, thank you very much for all you've done for Glenorchy Footy Club and Tassie Footy in general. It's been fantastic, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no worries. Hopefully I get to chat to you during the finals.
No worries, mate. Thanks to Paul Kennedy here on City Park Radio joining us here at half-time. We better get down now to the ground level and get a grab with Chris Sayer before we start hostilities in the second half. Chris.
Yeah, it's going to be hostilities, isn't it? Yep. Still a beautiful day down here, just dropped below 15 degrees. Sun's still out, wind's favouring the northern end just a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 goals. Interesting that the change rooms here at Windsor Park, the visitors get the really nice new change rooms and access to the gymnasium out the back, whereas Launceston still has the old tin shed over here on the on the western side. I was just talking to Scott Stevens from Launceston, and they have no injury worries. North. They just hope that they have to kick straight. That Launceston don't kick straight to get them back in the side in the game. So nothing else to report down here.
Cheers, Chris, and still good conditions in the breeze. What do you get? What about that one?
Yeah, breeze slightly to the northern end, maybe 1 or 2 goals.
No worries. That's Chris Sayer down there on the boundary. We've got Macca and Maxie Walker.
I'll tell you what, we always say that the boundary riders get it tough, because he's basking over there in the sun, Chris Sayer. I can see the sweat off his brow. At the moment, we've all layered up here. The cameraman, the computer operators groups has got the beanie on. Fozzie's still toughing it out because he doesn't want to actually admit that it's freezing here at Windsor Park on the balcony. Look, Maxie, North Launceston, they're hot, and Launceston aren't real much at the moment. So what are we going to see in this second half?
Good question. What we do need to see is, just looking at the guys in front of me here, we need to see young Holt get a bit of the ball up forward. Dunellan's been okay for them. We just need Launceston to get a bit of run, and they just need to shut down the prime movers and the old faithfuls of the North Launceston Footy Club.
We're underway in the second half thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall, Kings Meadows and the Brisbane Street Mall. Here's Macca.
I think Maxie summed it up when he said the word young. I think we forget that Launceston are still very young. They're still developing, and this Launceston side have some brilliant players that have been around for many years still. Launceston, Bristow gets it back to Blackberry. Pinpoint Blackberry. Dunellan's got to take it. It bounces off his chest like a tennis ball. And that's the one he needed to take, to Dunellan. Blackberry pinpointed him. If you're going to be a forward, Max, you've got to take him.
Needed to take that one out in front of him rather than on the chest.
Yeah, get him started. So a missed opportunity for the Launceston Blues. Thorpe, battle in the ruck with Lee. Goes down the front. It's going to be thrown in again, right in front of the can bar here at the Launceston Football Club. Dave Mohr.
Quickly, Blunston Arena, Clarence 44, Lauderdale 39, Twin Ovals, Tigers 27, North Hobart 22,
And the Giants, they fight back to within 3 points against the Swans. As the ball comes in, Alex Lee takes it out. Doesn't go very far, though. Here's a check side kick. Launceston, Blackberry can't find it, though. Goes right side of the post. And that's another behind for Launceston. They're 3-8-26. Trail North Launceston 6-7-43. Couple of minutes gone, third quarter.
2 balls on the ground at the moment, which is awkward. As Simpson gets a little handball out of Food, who tries to keep it in. I think he has. He just dropped it over the line. Is that a throw? Anyway, it's a boundary throw in. It's a bit awkward there because we had a second footy on the ground, which could be a little bit dangerous.
Port Adelaide 10 points up on the Essendon Bombers in Melbourne.
So pretty tight footy all round. As the boundary throw in drops a little bit short. Alex Lee taps it straight to Bristow, can't take it. Cox Goodger almost pole driven into the ground, holding the ball, says the umpire. Prior opportunity. What do you think about that, Maxie?
Oh, very, very unlucky Cox Goodger then.
We'll replay
very.
there in a second.
Yep.
And, see if we can.
See how we go.
No?
They're still.
Did he
still
try and
playing
break
a
the
bit of
tackle?
argy-bargy.
I'll tell you what, didn't have it very long. Anyway, it's a free kick, and it's going the way of Mitchell Thorpe. How many goals this season, Macca?
Mitchell Thorpe has had 36 for the season.
Cox Goodger still just having a discussion with the umpire there. Umpire saying, no, you tried to fend him off.
Okay, so Mitch Thorpe throws a bit of grass in the air.
Need this.
2.5 minutes into the third quarter. They trail by 17. So we can kick a bag a couple of weeks against Lauderdale here, Mitch Thorpe. He sets it out to the left. It's drifting back. Not enough. It's off to the left. Another behind. 3-9-27 Launceston. North Launceston 6-7-43. So good start for Launceston in this third quarter. Connor Young cruises out of the goal square. Long kick. He's going to float it back to Eggo. They're away here, North Launceston. Whitford is ahead of the ball here now. He's got it. He picks it up. 70 metres out. Is he going to take a bounce? He has to stop and prop and get round Vanderveld. He's going to hook it on goal. It's all about the bounce. Tuthill will take it in the goal square. He's tackled straight away. Now the umpire see this. McCulloch is the tackler. Still going. Umpire has mercy. It's going to be a ball up right inside the goal square.
Great tackle there by the big fella.
And they did that well, Launceston, because Whitford really was away there. Vanderveld did well to corral him into that forward flank. Ball up. McCulloch tries to get a kick away. That's eventually, no, I thought it was going to be rushed through, but Tyrrell takes it. Gets it away to Blackberry. Far side, the kick to Holt. Can't take the mark. As Events got the ball now. Little handball away. Releases. Tepper's in there. In fact, it was Davies. Bristow now. Kicks a scrambly one. Taken by Denellen. Through traffic. Gets it to Gillow. He's tackled straight away. Out of bounds.
Blackberry's kicks are too elite for this competition, aren't they? Both times he's hit his teammates straight up and they've dropped both marks. That time it was Holt. And before that it was Denellen. So Blackberry getting a bit of the footy. He's just piercing the ball straight through his teammates. Right on centre wing, basking in the sun over there is Chris O. Just saw him take his jacket off. That's how warm it is for him. Our boundary rider. Ball goes North Launceston's way. Tyrrell, been one of Launceston's best. Over the top to Tuthill. Puts Seymour under pressure with a missed handball. He's been set upon by the Launceston defender there. Launceston half forward, in fact. And that's Tepper. And the umpire says, give it to me. I'm going to ball it up. No,
free kick, Maggot.
Free kick.
Yep.
Well, I didn't see what that was for because I thought it was a good tackle from Tepper. Anyway, Seymour's going to give it to Tyrrell. Just makes it on the square up kick. So Tyrrell, one of the prime movers, silky mover off half back. He's going to have to get this one over here to Pulfram, who's got Akers in front, but the kick just hung a little bit, and it gave Curran enough time to get over and hold the mark. So Pulfram finds Harper. Chip kick. This is the one Holt's got to take. He runs under it. Pressure from Avent, and he sees the ball over the line, rugby league style, for a try. And the ball's right in front of us here. And it's Launceston 3-9-27. They trail North Launceston 6-7-43. Clarence lead Lauderdale. Is that one, Dave? The Eastern Derby.
Points, yeah.
So Clarence come to play. Lauderdale. Who knows what they're going to do at the moment? Bit Jekyll and Hyde, aren't they, the Bombers? Waiting for the finals. Pulfram, great intercept. Bit of an up and under kick. Thorpe sets himself 2-on-1. Can't bring it down. Here's Denellen. Goes in hard as he does, and this time it's tapped over the line by Ponting. The umpire says throw it in.
I'm scanning the Launceston players here, Macca, just trying to get a couple of names as their best players, and I can't find any helpers for Bristow.
Bristow? Look,
Ryan Tyrrell's
been okay.
I've got Tyrrell written there, but he's...
It's only in pencil,
yeah,
not in pen. Righto. I think that's about sums up the play. They've had a lot better players at the moment. North Launceston. Here's Tepper. Goes left, goes right. Little chip kick forward. Good bounce for Whitford. He's got Donnelly up front. He was leading back towards the goal now to turn and come forward. Here's Tyrrell by hands. Casey Brown fumbles. Could have got the free kick. Now they're linking up a little bit, Launceston. Game's opening up. Here's Polframan. Tap on by Leadham. That'll be enough. Out of bounds. Right in front of us here. And Launceston just starting to link up a little bit, aren't they? Maybe the game's just swinging onto their terms, but the only thing is it's not swinging their way on the scoreboard. Foz.
Only 3 inside 50s for the whole quarter, Mac. It's a lot of play between the arcs at the minute.
Yeah, 5 clearances, I think they're to 1 for the quarter. That's North Launceston's way. So getting their hands on it. Nice tap down to Bristow from Leadham. Out of bounds again, 3rd in a row. So could be an upset down at the Eastern Shore Derby there between Lauderdale and Clarence.
That would be massive for ladder positions, especially if
North Launceston would be cheering the old foe in Clarence on, wouldn't they? My word. Close game up in Sydney between GWS and Sydney, and it's the Port Adelaide 53 lead, Essendon 37 at half time.
Bristow kicks it inside 50. Lovely mark there by Fletcher Bennett. He's one of the most improved players on North List for mine. Puts himself under pressure, has to kick high. Cox Goodjar. He's got a hand on it, or try to get a hand on it. Seymour, little kick now towards Blackberry. Low kick, beautiful to... Oh, what a kick to Riley. What a pass that was. That never got more than about head height above the ground for 40 metres, and that was going at a pace when it hit Riley on the chest, and he's taken the mark.
I think he might have miscued that one, Dave.
Do you reckon a bloke 35 out with a left booming left foot was passing it?
It was a pass.
Oh, all right, well done.
Dylan Riley for goal, makes no mistake. And they're right back in it now, Launceston, 10 points down, 4-9-33 to 6-7-43.
If he didn't mark it, Dave, he would have been decapitated.
No, look, I was actually going to say Blackberry had more time. He could have run another 5 minutes and just steadied, but he's...
that's a pass.
That's a pass? To 2 on 2? Righto, well done. Good goal, though. That's the one they needed.
Good result for the Blues against the Breeze.
That's Riley's second goal. So Jay Blackberry, that's 3 kicks he's had so far this term, and they've all been piercing kicks. And Launceston, you just get a feeling that it is starting to get a little bit more on their terms. 10 points in it now. Another one will make the game very interesting.
It seems so much more that the margin seems so much bigger at the moment. And 10 points is probably an injustice to North.
I can just see that run and uncontested marks that Launceston need. Here's Seymour. We'll see him back in the middle, but this time he's done well because he's been beset upon. He comes over to Ponting. Missed handball from Curran. Ponting goes left, goes right with the handball. Here's Edmonds from 40. They're going to get it back, the Bombers. They do. So with inside 10 seconds, all the hard work from the Launceston Footy Club has gone out the door because Dakota Bannister put a tackle on Seymour, and Edmonds is the recipient at the other end, and he kicks the goal, and all that work goes out the door. Here he is, good tackle, and then it was a lucky good play on there. Over to Curran by hands. Ponting, silky mover. Gets the hands over the top. Edmonds started the game well and kicks another. So well done, Billy Edmonds. North Launceston go along now. Their score 7-7-49 North Launceston. They're 4-8-32 Launceston. So 17 points after they got it to back within 10. Leadham against Lee again. Middle. Here's Ponting. Leads the ball. Curran, well done. The youngster slipped. Umpire said play on, even though it was high, because you did slip. Harper through his legs, tunnel ball style. Ponting clean. Over the top again. These North Launceston youngsters combine. This time out the back here it was through James Curran, and he finds Jordan Tepper left centre wing. So Tepper, he's got McCulloch. Still looks a bit underdone, doesn't he, Big Bart? He's a mammoth big unit. He's going to fly here. Well done, Vandervelde with the punch. Hold at the front. Good tackle, Jackie Rushton, Dave Mohr's favourite.
Been quiet today so far.
He's just playing his role, Dave. Playing his role.
That's the hard things.
Not about toughness. Sorry, it's not about touches. It's about toughness for Jackie Rushton, the boy from Rochalee, via the Launceston Football Club. Went across the river to the northern side this year.
Spent some time at East Coast too, I think.
He did too. I went down there to the beach for a little while. And Fletcher Seymour comes up with it, but couldn't go anywhere, and the umpire's going to ball it up. Plenty of stoppages today. Throw up. Lee Got out of the way there, did lead them. Down to Seymour again. Just can't get those possessions today. They are right onto him. Here's Dave's boy, Rushton. Oh, it's an inside-out barrel. It's ugly. Oh, flying high. There was Edmonds. Down the front, Ponting, quick hands. Centre half forward. Oh, barrelling in again here. The game's on. That was Curran. Here's Jackie Boy. After Dave gave him a little clip for not getting near it. He's had 3 touches in 2 minutes. Here's Jake Smith on the outboard, and it goes over the top to Polfreman.
Polfreman now, off half-back, takes a bounce, uses his pace. Kicks here to Killer Lee, who's got an acre in front of him. He wants to go. He stops a little bit. Nice kick here towards Riley. He takes it, does he? No, he drops the mark. He's tackled there by Young, goes back in. Riley shrugs the tackle. Centering kick here towards Danelli. Can he get there in time? He can. And he takes the mark, 35 out, directly in front. And that was good footy from the Blues there from half-back, Mac, and that's what's been missing today, that transition footy. We saw it so much against Lauderdale.
They like that one over the top too, don't they? You have Thorpe hitting up and Riley running back towards goal. Dunellen was actually running back towards goal and had to swivel.
Cut back in.
And cut back in, and we saw that earlier on the day, actually. He slipped. That one he was willing to hold his ground and take the mark.
I'd back him from here.
Oh, massive kick, the left-footed Dunellen.
He is a very good set shot.
The former Tassie Mariner
Jack
had
Dunellen.
A few injuries.
Here he goes. Gets close to the man of the mark. Pretty good kick. Players like it. It's a goal. He high-fives his teammates and brings the margin back to 10 points again here at Windsor Park. In a pretty good third quarter so far. A lot of goals kicked, a lot of good action. 5-9-39, 7-7-49. Max, it's tightening up a bit here.
It is, and a really good finish there by the Prospect Hawks Junior Football Club past premiership player. I think it was under 15s when I had that one, Macca.
Okay.
Really interesting. Speaking of the Prospect Hawks Footy Club, you got 2 best and fairest come out of there in Jake Smith and Brody Palfreman in the last 3 or 4 years at Launceston. So
done well through their partnership.
They have done really well.
I hear on the grapevine they'd like to get an under-18 team back, but maybe more about that in future weeks.
Max the coach.
As Harper there is tackled low, so he'll take the free kick inside the centre square.
Harper, here he is again. Oh, that one wasn't good for the Prospect Junior Footy Club because Dylan drops the one he should have marked.
I said he was a good kick. I didn't say it was a good
mark. I tell you what, we need to make mention too, Foz. The great Maxie Walker sitting to my left finished a half marathon last week in Melbourne.
Well done.
Well done, Big Max. Backed it up with umpiring the under-18s today. He's a marvel, is Max. Harper kicks it out of Lee's hands. Kicking in danger. Umpire said didn't see it. Play on. And it's going to be another ball up right on the 50. Alex Lee's come up a little bit sore in the left mitt there. And then he got it kicked off by JB Harper. Ben Bannister going to ball it up. 55 out. Lee, right fist down. Thorpe's there as well. Umpire Bannister says give it to me again.
Still 13-point lead to Clarence.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big result.
What else are we looking at there? North Hobart?
Yeah, 46 Tigers, 23 North Hobart.
Okay. So, they're going to play finals, aren't they, the Tigers?
Yep. They may well play here against Launceston. That could be the elimination final. Wait and see.
Good contest.
As Bristow takes it, releases the handball now. Over here towards Haley. Has trouble picking it up. Up against him is Boyd. Cox Goodyear. He might have got one over the shoulder. He did from Jaden Hines, fellow redhead. So Cox Goodyear, defensive side of the wing. Handball straight to Foon. Foon has to kick up the boundary. Not a great kick. Getting a fist in there was Harper on Ponting. Handball over the top. Anybody's ball. Here's Foon on the follow-up. He takes it. Shrugs a tackle. Goes right now to his left. Well done, Jay Foon. He gets out of trouble. He's so tight he couldn't kick it. Almost an air swing there. Taken now by Hines again. Boyd over the top. Nice handball to Leadham. Leadham's handball's not great though. Cox Goodyear sharks it. He has a target inside 50 and he finds him.
Oh, jeez, that's good.
And player getting up there. Is it Edmonds or is it Whitford, the coach? Whitford's got it.
At the last second, he actually looked outside and kicked it on the outside of the left. He had plenty of players inboard, but he just turned his body a fraction and finds Whitford on the lead up.
And that's why a lot of people say he's the best player in Tassie in the last 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Stephen Proctor actually says the best player in the last 20 years.
Steve Proctor.
Steve Proctor, ex-North
The big doc.
The big doctor here today. Seen him wandering around.
Launceston there just couldn't stick the tackle on Foon, could they, on centre wing, and allowed Cox Goodyear away. Whitford puts it out to the right at the city end. It's going to go right. It stays right. So let off there the Launceston Blues. Taylor Whitford misses one after a brilliant bit of play. Cox Goodyear. Well, look, he's been consistent, hasn't he, across those 10 years? You know, like, just amazing. Was a really good junior as well. And has had plenty of opportunities to go elsewhere. Stuck by them. and got the premierships and still stuck by them. North Launceston get the kick back inside 50. McCulloch sets himself and takes the mark. No, he doesn't. Vanderveld gets it. Oh, geez, he's been nearly today, hasn't he, McCulloch? He's had the arms up, just can't get on the end of it.
I think it's credit to Simon Vanderveld myself. He's worn him like a glove today and sport him over the top a few times. As it's a boundary throw and a ball up as Bristow's tackled. Vanderveld gets a kick away, sort of half smothered there by Edmonds. He's on the boundary line. It's Billy Edmonds. He kicks it high in the air towards the goal square. Flyers wanted. Nobody can take it. A lot of players around the ball. So it's going to be somebody's caught with the ball there. But it's going to be a ball up right on the boundary line. About 10 metres around from the right behind post. North Launceston kicking to the town end of Windsor Park. Nice conditions today as Vanderveld gets the knockout. North player tackled and now a player caught high, I think. Over there, that's like Sharon Egger.
Yeah, it is.
Right on the boundary line. So he'll line up from about 25 out. Tough angle.
Been fairly quiet today, Egger.
Yep.
Yep.
He's splashed in and out a little bit.
Read him on the goals there. He's kicked 12 or 11 for the season.
So he's handballed off now. Oh no, umpire says come back round behind the mark as he handballed off there to Cox Goodger. Cox Goodger's found goals hard to come by in the last week or two. I don't think he kicked any the other week at the Twin Ovals. Sharon Egger approaches goal slowly. On its way, and it's off to the right. No, it's snuck in the right-hand goal post. So it's goal to North Launceston. They've got all the answers at the moment. They go out to a 3-goal lead once again. 8-8-56 to 5-8-38, Max.
And it's probably not the goal that Launceston were looking for there. They'd crept back into the game a little bit. Still certainly not out of it. What's that, Foz? It's 18 points, 3 goals at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter. But it is still anybody's game. But if you took the scoreboard away, you'd think that North Launceston would be in front by 6 or 7 goals. They've completely outplayed them for most of the day. And sometimes when you're on top and you can't put a team away, it can be a bit of an issue for you because the other team only need to get a bit of a run on and all of a sudden they find themselves in front.
I think they've been able to kick 2 in a row today, Foz, have they? I don't think so, no. They had those couple, but there was one in the middle there, which was a real heartbreaker for Launceston. Centre ball up, Taylor's in there. Carlton Wadley the same. Blackberry, hands out to Taylor. Get it up quick to Bristow. Started the game so well, Bristow doesn't touch his first bit. Here's Seymour looking for his forwards to lead up. Turnover. All he does is go straight into Connor Young. Mistake Launceston is going to be costly. Well done, young Dunellen. Got him from behind. Got to start rewarding the tackles. Mitch Thorpe says so. He took him on. Dunellen just pounced up on him from behind. But the umpires, I just don't think they reward the tackles well enough anywhere in the AFL or anywhere. It's a skill that should be there, and if they rewarded them, the game would open up. Here's Gillow, opens up here now to Bristow, left foot, Bristow, Golski. Timmy Bristow, straight off the ground he runs. And that was set up, forward line pressure through Dunellen. They deserved that one to the Launceston Blues. Good goal, Timmy Bristow. That's his second for the day, kicked the first of the game. And there's his second, well, first for Launceston for the game, and there's his second, just on the outside, Bristow. And good hands, Gillow, didn't really hit the target, really good hands, Seymour, up and over the top. Great goal, Tim Bristow. Back to 2 goals.
Showed a bit of pace out of the contest there too, Timmy Bristow, Max.
He did.
It was a bit of toe there.
Yeah, it was a very good finish from probably 40-45 metres out there on the left. And Chris mentioned the breeze at half-time when he was summarising to the northern end. And I sort of questioned it, but not quite sure whether it is or not. Yeah.
Yep. So
mightn't be a factor. Harper in the middle on Foon. It's a great contests.
Ball up and lead him, and Lee wins this one. Cox Goodger might have been held by Taylor. Play on. Here goes Food. If he can pick it up, he might have a shot on goal. He can't pick it up. It's going to be a ball up 60 metres out, Macca.
Inside 50s groups, if you don't mind.
I think we've got 7 to Launceston, 5 to North this quarter.
Hit-outs are all North Launceston's way at the moment. Alex Lee just starting to get his hands on it.
3 goals to 2 in the third quarter. Contested ball at half forward for North Launceston. Quick kick comes out now from Tyrrell. Simpson can't pick it up.
I think if they can get 2 in a row, Foz, it'll give them real belief.
And here they go now through Brody Poffman, who's been pretty good today. His little kick forward to Riley. Kicked a couple. His left half forward flank, long way out from goal. He's looking to centre the ball here towards Gillow. Lovely kick. Gillow takes it. He's about 60 out now. Wheels and goes. Here looking for Denellen in the pocket. He dives, he marks. Does he? No, he just spills it. So not sure if that was the right option to go to that far pocket. What do you think, boys?
No. I would have given it some hang time and just put it at the top of the square.
Yeah, Alex Lee. Tell you what, I'd like to just see Jay Blackberry spend 5 minutes forward if they can.
Alex Wright.
Yeah, that was Alex Wright then from the square. I'd like to see Jay Blackberry, though, just play a little bit more forward in this 5 minutes if they can get some on-ball domination.
Seymour can't break the tackle. That was a fantastic tackle there from North Launceston. That was Tepper. He's a hard tackler. Boy from South Launceston. Heck-Smith medalist last year in the NTFA.
Correct.
So ball up. A lot of players around the contest. Taken by Lee. Kick out only as far there as Palfreyman, who launches from 50. Brody Palfreyman has missed to the left. 6-9, 45. 8-8, 56. 11 points. It's the closest it's been for quite a while. Connor Young kicks out from fullback.
Connor Young finds Foon. Twists and turns. Goes right. Here's De Bruin. So
I'll watch the fight while you guys...
Right, didn't even know it was on. Concentrate on the ball. You go the fight. Over the back. Free kick. Held on to North Launceston. Who was having a little scrap? Maxie?
Lee versus Thorpe.
Ah, okay. The big boys.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a free kick on half-forward flank here to Ponting. Asks his forwards to come at him. Looks up. McCulloch's going to set himself. The big Bambi.
He's got it.
He's got it. I said he's been looking all day. Hands to it, hands to it, hands to it. In fact, it's Edmonds, the big buckets. So it's not even the big Bambi. It's Billy Edmonds. So Billy Edmonds, he has got really big hands. Watch this fly. It was a big pack. Oh, he got up over the top there of Egger and comes down with it. So Edmonds, what's he done? He's kicked one in the third. Tucked away in the right forward pocket. They just can't kick those 2 goals in the row. Margins back to, 11 points. This will get it back to that 17 points. Hit the post. Missed right side as the wind starts to get up and whisked through our effects mic. That's a behind. So behind to North Launceston. What are we up to now, Fuzzle? 12 points.
12 points. 8-9, 57, 6-9, 45.
Even 2 goals.
Jake Smith. Well, low kick is a good one and held on to there by Harper. Second grab. Yep, it's a blustery wind getting up here. In fact, it feels like it's coming from the south now as I'm looking down that direction.
Just what we need.
Jacob Boyd on defensive 50. Up here towards Riley. Thumps it away in the contest. Falls to Whitford now to Haley. Now Whitford was held on to. We'll come back there to Taylor Whitford. The coach of North Launceston. It's taken over from Couch, of course. Before that was Zane Littlejohn. 2 great coaches. He's doing a great job himself, Taylor Whitford. Little kick now to Avent. Avent sideways to Van Buren. Twists out of a tackle. Well done by Taylor. Held him up. Rushton just bustles it away there towards Van Buren again. Alec Wright can't break clear. Taylor can. Kicks to half forward. 1-on-2 back here. Holt up against Todman and Simpson. 2 young son of a gun.
Well done.
And well done there from Holt holding the ball.
Yep.
Poor by Ben Simpson. Then he should have went and helped his opponent. 1v1, he could have outnumbered him pretty easily.
Holt now short kick to Riley. He gets it a millimetre inside the boundary line. We had a good view of that one.
That's okay. Ben Simpson, that's okay.
So Dylan Riley, he's looking sideways. Very, very tough shot from here. As our viewers on the stream could see. Still looking sideways. He might settle now for a shot.
Yvonne Morton there in the,
effects
microphone. She was letting the umpire know.
It's the goal square. Thorpe can't quite take it. In the goal square. Scramble for the ball. Nobody can pick it up. So it'll be a ball up. So right adjacent to the goal square. Players have slow to get up. Tim Bristow's there. Of course, he had a shoulder injury earlier in the year.
There's a little
umpire in attendance.
The umpire just came in and told him off, I think.
As Thorpe gets up.
He said, get up and start playing, lads. Stop being silly.
A lot of players around the ball. Taken by Tepper. Little kick. Smothered. Davies in there. Thorpe back to Holt, but it's out of bounds. So you're bound to throw in. Deep in this third quarter, Macca.
I learned a rule today in the Lightning soccer that once the ball actually goes across the line, doesn't matter even if it blows back in or spins back in, once it crosses that line, it's out.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Got a half-
8-1 victory today, the Lightning, Maxwell, the under-12s, sitting second on the ladder.
Boundary throw in. It just falls between players. Connie Young thumps it on. Jay Blackberry, he likes these on the right foot. Jay Blackberry! There's a hand on it by Van Buren.
It was the Blackberry goal I was after, Max.
It was. We're working on it. I tell you what, if Launceston can get a goal here in this junk time, 26.5 minutes gone in the third quarter, it'll give them a lot of confidence.
Yep.
Only
They just
not
need
9 points down.
Need that second one in a row. Kick out, finds Ponting. He's working his way into the game. Alistair Lynch medalist. 2018.
Ooh.
Not a great kick from him. Oh, Alec Wright, that's gone literally 7.5 metres.
The umpire called play on, and everyone stopped, so they've let him have the mark. That's
Okay.
really interesting.
Yep.
Oh no, should have been probably a ball up. Anyway, Alec Wright's going to have a kick.
Play on.
Right on 50. In front of the Launceston change rooms. Tough kick. Puts it up, strikes it well. Does Alec Wright? It goes. It misses left side. They're doing it in singles. Tapping it through. Launceston 6-11-47. North Launceston 8-9-57. 10 points. They're pressing. They hadn't had the ball forward for a while. Grooves inside 50s. Dave Mohr.
That's a 9-6 Launceston's
Okay,
way
they
this
pressed
quarter.
it in.
Got a half-time score at the Parrot Park. What you get in a second?
Curran down the line. Donnelly, haven't seen him this quarter, the big source, after a good first half. Tepper breaks away with speed, finds Rushton. Dave Mohr's love child is Todman. Down the line, finds Haley, the youngsters combine. So Haley, good size, goes out to the coach, so it'll get you a game next week, young fella. Close to the line again, down the line, finds Edmonds. Can't get it though, does now on the pickup. Back to Whitford, outside the right boot, check side, right to the left forward pocket, just bounces in front of Ponting. Tyrrell takes him on. Well, that's nearly the same as up here, and it is. It has to be. He took him on left side, probably should have just stepped over the line. Ponting, too experienced. Oh, here we go.
Well, they can't run round.
No, so this probably suits, but oh dear, just a couple of seconds inside the siren.
Yeah, Maxi umpire here. He can kick round the corner though, can't he? As long as he doesn't deviate off the mark. Is that correct?
As long as you don't break the line, mark the line.
Yeah, the direct line to goal, he can start on the outside of it and run to the middle of the mark.
Umpiring expert, half marathon runner Max Walker.
Come second, I did.
I'm here with a bunch of superstars, Premiership player, 206-game superstar Dave Mohr, half marathon runner. What'd you say? What'd you do?
I said I come second in the family.
Second in the
marathon.
family, yes. Yeah. Michelle was telling me that she could have ran a lot faster, only she was worried about you behind you.
Well,
so she sort of just held up. You held her back a bit.
She didn't have to worry.
Ponting, after the siren, comes around, looks right. Through for a behind. So there we have it. Lots of singles. 8-10-58, three-quarter time, North Launceston. Launceston 6-11-47. They came hard, did Launceston. They kicked 3 for the quarter. North Launceston with 2, so they're just sneaking up on them. We'll wait to see from Chris Sayer what that wind's doing, Max, because just seems pretty tricky out there at the moment and what's happening. The goal scorers at three-quarter time for North Launceston. 3 to Donnelly. It was it 2 to Edmonds? 1 to Edmonds. Help me out here, Max. 1 to Cox, 1 to Whitford, 1 to Bannister, 3 to Donnelly, 1 to Edmonds and 1 to Curran. And Egger got a goal. There's the one I'm missing, Max. Thank you. Bristow's kicked 2, Dylan Riley's kicked 2, Dunellan's kicked 1, and Alec Wright's kicked 1 for Launceston.
Three-quarter time, it's 8-10-58 to 6-11-47. And Max, in that quarter, we saw Launceston work their way back into the game.
We did, Dave. And interesting, how many points did they kick there, Dave? You got that statistic just there by any chance?
6-11, so they kicked 3 goals 4 to 2 goals 3 for the quarter.
Yeah.
So you turn 3-4 into 5-2 or something, and they're back in front. So certainly in the second, in the second half of the second quarter and most of that third quarter, they had most of the possession. So we watching on the replay here.
The Blackberry pass to Riley.
Pass.
I noticed Riley started to run a bit more and get goal side of his opponent, which is one of his specialties.
It is. And we watch him kick this on the replay for the television viewers. Or
kicked a nice goal. So
he did.
Look, they're just their forward line connection. The pressure's there. Seymour just probably looks a little bit sore today or something. Fletcher Seymour, geez, he's been tackled hard. There's another one at Bannister right on cue. This was the great goal out of the stoppage. So Launceston just struggled to get those 2 goals in a row, Dave.
Okay, we need to take a break here from Windsor Park at three-quarter time. Massive last quarter coming up. It's North Launceston 8:10:58, Launceston 6:11:47. Back in a moment.
Footy club has gone out the door because Dakota Bannister put a tackle on Seymour, and Edmonds.
Nice kick here towards Riley. He takes it, does he? No, he drops the mark. He's tackled there by Young, goes back in. Riley shrugs the tackle. Centering kick here towards Donnellan. Can he get there in time? He can. And he takes the mark. 35 out.
It's a very good set shot.
The former Tassie Mariner had a few injuries.
Here he goes. Gets close to the man of the mark. Pretty good kick. Players like it. It's a goal. He high-fives his teammates and brings the margin back to 10 points again here at Windsor Park. In a pretty good third quarter so far. A lot of goals kicked, a lot of good action. 5-9-39. There you go. Approaches goal slowly. On its way, and it's off to the right. No, it's snuck in the right-hand goal post. So it's goal to North Launceston. They've got all the answers at the moment. They go out to a 3-goal lead once again. 8-8-56 to 5-8-38, Max.
And it's probably not the goal that Launceston were looking for there. They'd crept back into the game a little bit.
It's a skill that should be there, and if they rewarded them, the game would open up. Here's Gillow, opens up here now to Bristow, left foot, Bristow, Golski. Timmy Bristow, straight off the ground he runs. And that was set up, forward line pressure through Donnellan. They deserved that one to the Launceston Blues. Good goal, Timmy Bristow. That's his second for the day.
No, boys, I should go with my gut feeling. I had a feeling that quarter that, because on my scoreboard here, that there was a point the difference from the scoreboard, and it certainly was. There was an alteration of the score.
You're right.
So just over there to Ash, who's doing the scoreboard over there. It's 6-12-48 to 8-10-58.
So even 10.
Got the thumbs up there. So, yeah, so an even 10 points at three-quarter time. Mac, you got all the stats there.
Got all the stats, and look, as we expect, Max, not much in the two team stats. Hit-outs, North Launceston on top. Alex Lee getting his hand first on the ball, not doing a real lot around the ground. Clearances, only one in it. North Launceston 29, Launceston 1. Inside 50s are within 2, so North Launceston 2 in front. Marks inside 50, Launceston have had the better of that, and the free kicks are exactly the same. So that's what you'd expect, just those chances in front of goal, isn't it? That's really only been the difference. Mitch Thorpe said that at quarter time, and it's still the case.
It is, and if you look at the misses that Launceston have had, like Donnellan slipped in that first quarter, Donnellan dropped the mark in that third quarter, Powerfulman ran in then from about 40 out and missed. Yeah. Gillow hasn't kicked one, so their firepower up forward hasn't really been happening. How many's Thorpe kicked today? One? Has he?
No, he hasn't yet.
So their forward line's been non-existent in a lot of ways today. They've got their goals through just bash and crash stuff. And
a better quarter from Seymour. He had 6. He had 16 for the game, including 9 tackles and 8 contested. Bristow the leader with 20 with 2 goals, and Ryan Tyrrell with 19. Joby Harper 16 and Blackberry 13. The major winners for Launceston, and Ponting, big third quarter. He's had 21 for the game, North Launceston's leader.
Let's get down to Chris Sayer.
Yeah, right. Just listen to Taylor Whitford address his players, and all the cliches came out. The forwards smashing, the backs 120%, and there was a lot of time spent on the team board as well, so a few changes, but I couldn't tell what they were. And the wind is definitely going to the northern end. It's just 1 or 2 goals, not many. So It's the wind.
So it shifted around there in that third quarter. Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
If you end of the game, as we're back in the centre, so a lot on the line. We talked about the importance of this game for ladder positions, and with some of the other results that are going on at the moment, that becomes even more important. Thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Kings Meadows and Quadrant Mall, and our new store in the Brisbane Street Mall. We thank him for his support throughout the footy season. About to get underway in quarter number 4. It's 8-10-58, plays 6-12-48. Here's Matthew McGee.
Yeah, big game on the line here. Launceston haven't been able to get over North Launceston since 2014. So within that time, they haven't been able to get over the top. Today could be the day if they can just finish off this quarter. They got a little bit of work to do first. Here's Bristow. Been the Launceston's best for 3 quarters. Combines with Seymour over the top. Big kick inside 50, Fletcher Seymour. They need the first. Riley, 2 bites of the cherry. Can't take it. Harper again. Follows up, taking the tackle. Oh, that's brilliant, Cox Goodger. Look at the hands on the left. He finds Davies now. Pushes it, kicks it. Umpire agrees. It's going to be a free kick back on centre wing. What about the hands, Max? Cox Goodger.
Magnificent hands. In traffic, just looped it over the top. Had 2 options, hit the right one, and away they go, and they've got a resulting free kick from it. From one of their better players today, young Liam Davies.
Davies goes back in, doesn't find a vent. Pressure's on here now. Holt's there. Denellan's there. They're the defensive forwards for Launceston doing their job in the centre square. And there's going to be another ball up in just 4 to centre Launceston end of the ground.
Half-time Blunston Arena. Clarence 10-6-66. Lauderdale 6-4-40.
Wow.
10 goals in the first quarter. Jake Cox, perhaps.
Yeah, well, he's a brilliant player, Jake Cox, getting to sort of, you'd have to think, the end of his career. Fletcher Seymour's gone. He's pinged, and he's going to be holding the footy. Thinks he was hard done by. Umpire doesn't agree, and he's gone to Whitford. Whitford goes out wide. Now they combine North Launceston. Davies. Left foot run. The Ulverston recruit. Here's Donnelly. Runs under it. Well done there from Miller Hodge. Oh, he's too big. He's too strong. It's Dakota Bannister. He puts the 2 fingers up, and there's the goal. He's just too big, too strong. Beats the tackle and snaps it around. Dakota Bannister. Brilliant.
Magnificent, wasn't it?
Second goal, Dakota Bannister, and once again Launceston can't combine to kick 2 in a row.
I think he's the strongest player in the league. There he just broke the tackle, and he took the tackler on, backed himself. Actually, talk us through this one.
Well, the difference there between the one previously, look, he did take him on, and similar to the Fletcher Seymour one on the wing, but Fletcher couldn't get away from him. Bannister just walked out of that.
Look, Jake Smith did all he could, but the thing is he went to ground and lost the tackle. Dakota Bannister kept his feet.
It was like the Rottweiler on the little fluffy poodle then, wasn't
one
it?
One of the goals of the day, Max.
It's one of the analogies of the day. We love it. As ball goes up in the centre of the ground. And it's taken now by Ponting over the top. Little hand on there by Cox Goodger, back from Egger. Cox Goodger 60 out, launches. It's another goal for North Launceston. It is classic Cox Goodger from 60 out. Backed himself. It floated through with that breeze we've been talking about. And 2 goals in a minute has broken this game right open here at Windsor Park. 10-10-70, 6-12-48. And the little tap on there, you can see on the replay. Handball back from Egger. And on that left foot, beautiful high kick. And it not only covered the 60 metres, it went another 10 metres after that.
Yeah, look, I was really interested to hear the wind report. And as soon as Chris said the wind's going that way, I thought this could be a steamroll over the top to North Launceston. And now they're out, what's that, Dave? 22 points.
22 points.
Yeah, 22
Half-time at Parrot Park. Bridgenorth 10-3-63. Georgetown 5-2-32. So Georgetown's finals hopes are evaporating a little bit there at Parrot Park.
Launceston, they've got all right up against them now. Davies going to get the handball over the top. Here they go. Denellen intercept. Bristow got one of the best sidesteps in the game. He does it twice. That's how good it is. Over the top here now to Taylor. Good hands. Denellen on the run. Jack Denellen misses everything, in fact. And it goes out of bounds at left forward pocket. Well, he thought he'd kicked it, and the wind got hold of it and just missed left side.
Just got a score, Dave, from the Country Cup, the Roberts Country Cup, Bracknell versus Longford out at the Bracknell Recreation Ground. I don't know whether it's half-time, but Longford 60, Bracknell 11.
One of the best toilets in the business out at Bracknell. They got all the government funding. Dave Mohr filthy about it.
Oh, it's great. Country footy, as it's a tackle laid on. There'll be a ball up about 45 out. AFL Giants are back in front, Macca, 53-40.
Speaking of filthy.
And 74-50 Port Adelaide lead. So Thorpe gets the tap out deep in North Launceston attacking zone. Bannister now down back as well. Kicks close to the boundary line. Tyrrell nearly takes a good mark. Still in as Egger fumbles, takes it. Handball away. Now they're away through Wadley. Right against the boundary line. Leans back and finds Edmonds with a beautiful kick. And now ball now to Donnelly. Confronted by Brown, who's been quiet. Donnelly up here towards Rushton. Thumped away by Jack Tuttle. You probably heard that on FX mic as it was knocked out of bounds.
A little bit going on behind the ball here. A little bit going on. Jay Foon.
So it's a boundary throw in. What are we, about 65 metres around from goal? Young boundary umpire Gale, is it Macca, I think?
Yes.
Boys, yep.
And, young Mr. Gale from down Turners Beach, Mara student.
Now it comes towards Teppo, who jakes it with one hand. Handball away to Ponting. He's tackled by Harper. Be a ball up. So still time for Launceston, even though there's that early barrage of goals from the Bombers. They're into now what we think is a pretty stiff breeze. It's shifted around since the start of the game. Ball up. Lee and Leedham. Been a good battle all day. So another hit out there to North Launceston. 6-1 this quarter. I think probably Lee from the hit outs has got the better of it. Leedham might have done a little bit more around the ground, Macca.
Yeah, look, both of them aren't big possession winners, big markers. Like they don't sort of push up and take big contested grabs, but they just give both their on-ball brigades first use of the footy. This time it's Bannister. There he goes, the don't argue Dakota Bannister. Out in front, Jake Smith takes it on the run, gives it to the man standing still in Blackberry. There's one out in front of Killalea. He's got a paddock. He's going to give it to Casey Brown. Makes him stop a little bit, but it's a nice kick down the line, but it only finds Avent, who just didn't read the play there, did Denellen. Needed to be leading up. Davies gets the repelling kick. Oh, they're starting to link up now. This is Wadley. Wheels and goes. Inside 50. He's got Whitford. Too good. Taylor Whitford in front of Miller Hodge. Good connection, North Launceston. And just that kick over on the far side. He hit the kick well. Denellen was kept running back. And Liam Davies just took the kick. And Taylor Whitford's going to be the recipient at the other end. So North Launceston, as the dust starts to settle on Dave's laptop. Whitford kicks it, gives it to the Canberra, does. Gives it to him a couple of times with a fist as Taylor Whitford. And he's just so much class, is Taylor Whitford. And the game is well and truly opened up now.
Bit of a luxury, isn't it? Just allowing a player of his skills just look. We haven't seen him play in the midfield much at all this year.
Normally he used to play it on the old Taylor Whitford wing. I used to call it out on the railway side. Just started forward, plays forward, and look, I suppose you can see the whole ground from a coaching perspective, and just that connection of the kick was brilliant, and thread the needle.
The move started back from that error on the far side where probably Denellen should have led up. Vent took the mark, and then they're away. North Launceston.
Right. Yeah, Jackie A. Vent cut it off.
Okay, 11-10, 76, 6-12, 48. 3 goals in a hurry through the first 8 minutes has put North Launceston into a big lead now in this last quarter. There's going to be a secondary ball up, I reckon, or the ball emerges now. Seymour tries to break away from the tackle and can't do so.
He's going to be sore tonight, Fletcher Seymour.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I've written down here Tepper on Seymour. While Seymour's had a lot of the ball,
but he's been averaging 30 plus though, so he's nowhere near that.
No,
he's half that.
He's earned every possession he's got today.
As the ball comes to the front end of the centre circles, Simpson gets the handball back to Bennett. Now to Todman. Todman kicked under pressure. Might work all right. Egger flies. Wrestling for it there was Egger and Tyrrell. Now to Wadley. Gets it to Whitford, who fumbles just slightly. Ball up. Crowd in front of us quite vocal here. 11-10, 76, 6-12, 48.
So where do North Launceston play like their final if they finish high on the ladder? They play it here, North Launceston?
Yep.
So it's an important game for them, isn't it, to get a look at this ground come finals time. Because they've got one in Invermay Park, don't they?
Yep.
But they're not going to play finals there, they'll play them here.
They play North Hobart in a couple of weeks. We'll be covering that game at Invermay Park as the ball spills out of bounds. And then we're back here in the last round. Launceston versus Tigers, which, as I said, could well be the preview elimination final the week after. We'll wait and see. We haven't covered the Tigers this year, so I'm looking forward to that one. They're certainly a team on the move in this season, the Tigers from Kingborough. Boundary throw in. Front place there to lead them. Little kick away. Tap on. Harper. Mongrels it inside 50. It bounces wildly. Taken by Todman, who's tackled straight away by Killalea. There'll be a ball up. We're about 45 metres out from Launceston's goal. So 3 goals this quarter. 3 goals straight to no score yet. We're through about 10 minutes. So ball's aloft. Lee gets the tap out. A lot of players around the contest. Taken by Seymour. Kick centrally to Holt. If he takes a mark, he might get a shot. He drops the mark. Tough one. Player held by one arm there. Merging for the contest is Blackberry. Gets rid of the ball. And a player was tackled there. That might be holding the ball. It is.
It's a throat.
Yep.
Mitch Thorpe on the bench at the moment, desperately trying to get back on, but the ball's down in the Launceston forward line, so just can't get on at the moment.
That was Ben Simpson there. Incorrect disposal. Holt goes sideways.
Oh, he wasn't even ready for it.
Oh, that was barely 15 metres.
Wasn't even looking.
Brody Poffin is a good long kick, so gets back quickly. There's 10 minutes gone, but they've got to make up 5 goals.
Ball will drop short, kicking into the breeze, Dave.
So Brody Palfreyman twirls the ball in his hands. Yet to kick a goal today. A chance in the third quarter. Kicks for goal as Palfreyman. It's not bad. It's getting to the square, as Maxie said. It's off hands. Predicted it well. One behind. 6-13-49. Plays 11 at 10-76. Out it comes. Dangerous kick, but it's taken by Simpson. Goes sideways to the back pocket to Event. Leans back in the kick and finds Todman. Right on defensive 50. And Todman will relieve for the Bombers.
Port Adelaide kicking away from the Bombers at the MCG. So that's a big response for Ken Hinkley and his lads. And still question marks hovering over the Essendon Bombers. Tyrrell inside 50. Set himself as Riley. And he's the last one up and he's the last one down. And he takes the mark. Just read it better there. The North Launceston blokes flew. And Riley was the last one standing and just took the mark. What happened here? He was 3 back, and it was Simpson who sort of took out his teammate in Van Buren and left Riley to have a shot for goal. And here it comes. Riley starts at right post, stays right post. And it would have been a nice kick in the first quarter, but with the wind changing direction, it misses right side. And Launceston 6-14-50. And they're struggling here at the moment. North Launceston 11-10-76 with a real burst at the start of this last quarter. Mitch Thorpe twists and turns, looks for right as the ball comes back inside Launceston's 50, and it's going to be out of bounds right forward pocket.
Of course, the Blues visit Blunston Arena next week, which is shaping as an interesting contest based on current scores.
Yep, and GWS 13 up at half-time against the Sydney Swans. Boundary throw in. Deep right forward pocket, Launceston's end. Thorpe tried to take it out of the ruck. Couldn't do so. On the ground, Alex Lee butters up his own play. Jimmy Gillow looking for that little pop-up sprinkler goal. Goes to Riley. Top of the square, he tries to go left, tries to go right. Here's Gillow again. It's going to be a rugby-style maul, and it's about 2 metres out from the try line. And that try line is the Launceston goal at the city end of the ground here at Windsor Park. You listen to City Park Radio, 96.5, 103.7, live on your dial or via the online stream of the TSL. And they've come to play, have North Launceston. This is Tepper over the top to Rushton. Sorry, Dave, you get a call in.
That's
Davies, left foot. Over the top here to Bannister. He's got Vanderveld on a string and he can't do much here at the moment. Big Vanders, but he fights back. Ball comes down the front by hands. Inside 50, looking up Edmonds. It goes over the top. Was it touched? It wasn't touched.
The debutant.
It's the debutant in Haley. Well, the ball went over the top and no one got their hands on it, including Edmonds. And it's young Will Haley. He kicks it from outside 50 with that breeze in the last quarter. And that's 4 for the quarter, Foz.
Yep.
4 for the quarter, and Launceston yet to score a goal.
And again, it was just that overlap run from deep in the forward, deep in Launceston's forward 50 North. Just popped a couple of handballs over the top, had the run. They're hitting targets with their kicks, and bang, hit the target through the middle. Goal.
Great moment for Will Haley. He's played all 3 grades this year with North Launceston. He started in the 18s and has been in good form in the D League or the Mercury Cup. And now makes his debut and kicks his first goal.
Yeah, it's been a big disappointment though. They've tried to get him into the Devils program, Foz, and he just hasn't wanted to do it for whatever reason. Nice to see him if he wants to, even next year as a 19-year-old.
Yep.
He's got some ability, he's got some size, got clean hands.
Secondary ball up just in the front end of the centre circles there. Taylor, who's been a little bit quieter today. In pretty good form in recent weeks. As Leadham. Cox Goodger hacks it out of the air. Here they go, North Launceston. Through Wadley. Gets through some traffic. Kicks high inside 50. Vandervelde front position. Can't take it. Here's Haley again. 2 goals in a minute to Will Haley. Well, there we go. And Vandervelde just couldn't take that mark. It spilt to the side of the contest. Cox Goodger maybe unnecessarily gets in his face there afterwards, but it's a goal to Will Haley. 13-10-88 to 6-14-50.
I'm sorry, Foz, that was necessary.
Okay.
Because that isn't good enough, Max. Like, he's played plenty of games now, Vandervelde, and I'm sorry, that is not good enough for a TSL defender.
He was basically by himself. And I don't know whether he heard the call, tap it to my feet or something, but
it was big dinner plates, wasn't it?
He rammed it down. His throat just didn't really attempt to mark it, just flattened his hands and dropped it.
Well done, Will Haley. That's Fozzie called. 2 in a minute.
Yes. Yeah.
Update.
We'll get one update here in a second, Mac.
Update on the scores. Port Adelaide in front of Essendon and the Giants in front of the Swans. Taylor, hands up. Miller Hodge done a pretty good job on Donnelly since he went on to him. Leadham, little up and under kick. Killelea sets himself at coming back and taking a terrific mark is Ponting. Ponting just worked his way into it in this second half. He's led the revival for North Launceston. It wasn't a revival as such, just means they put the foot down and gone into 5th gear. That's probably what more it's been. Wadley takes the tackle high. It's going to be a free kick.
Clarence 11-7-73, Lauderdale 7-4-46.
So a free kick to Tyrrell. His Tuthill. Tuthill goes short. Hitting up here was Harper. He's got Bristow on his right. He's going to go there. In fact, it's Bristow out wide, right out in wide in front of the interchange boxes. He goes short again. Not a great kick, and it goes out of bounds in front of the North Launceston interchange box. And it's going to be a throw in centre wing. So what was that, Foz? Lauderdale still in front?
Yes, 27 points.
Clarence still in front. 27 points. Oh, Darren Winter.
He wouldn't like that at all against the arch enemy.
Well, he won plenty of premierships at Clarence, but he's very much Lauderdale now. Is the big Windy. Kick inside just to the top of 50. Launceston. Thorpe sets himself. They've given him no width at all today as Mitchell Thorpe hasn't been able to get on the end of many at all. Seymour battles as well.
Connor Young's been fantastic back there. He doesn't get a lot of possessions, Connor Young, but geez, hard at those contests.
I don't think that one. Yeah, it was still Connor Young. Yeah, Connor Young, but even Donnelly goes back now, just to give an extra bit of support, a little bit of height back there. So ball up. Lee again. Down. Here's Seymour. Oh, he gets hit again, this time by Cox Goodger. Miller Hodge does a little dance. Well done, Ponting, clean hands. Goes again, second effort. Foon, clean hands again. Simpson again. Rushton. Left foot kick, out of bounds. No cleanliness now. That's a free kick to Launceston.
Other game, Macca, at the Twin Ovals. It's 66 Tigers, 30 North Hobart.
Okay, looks to be a win to the Tigers. Denellen gets it from Seymour. Chipping it around now. This is Boyd. Chip again to Harper. Joby. Umpire calls him to play on. I don't think he went off his mark. Sets him a task as Harper. He kicks it into the backside of his opponent. It's not going very far at the moment. Launceston Blues is Alec Wright. Bennett, great tackle. Wright just gets the kick, and he's Ponting. Well, we've been getting the stats for Ponting, and there's a reason. He's just so clean, so good, so creative with the footy. It's an excellent kick out here to Wadley. Right on left centre wing.
He's got a good second half, Carlton Wadley.
Yes, it's been one of his better performances today, and looks to have a bit more opportunity day, a bit of midfield time. Whitford from Bannister. He's the goal kicker in Haley, battling there. Off the ground, Whitford. Could have been taken high in the tackle. Umpire says give it to me.
City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Thanks to our sponsors, Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows.
38-point lead. Max, you got the votes coming up tonight. I tell you what, it's been a pretty even performance across the board. I look forward to who you're going to find the 3, 2 and 1.
Here's Ponting now. He almost stumbles. Backwards now to Bannister. Bannister now thumps it inside 50. Not a great kick. Fades off to the right. The out of bounds.
Yes, as always, Macca, giving the votes is tough, especially when I'm up here with you.
Well, there's always apologies. There's always apologies. You normally miss the obvious. So today, where there's no obvious, I don't know where you're going to go with them.
Can't go wrong today.
I've got a big apology today.
Bounty throw in, holds up in the breeze. Vandervelde gets the thump out. Bannister just hands it over to Ponting, screws it towards goal. It's shuffled through for a behind. So 13-11-89. Plays 6-14-50. So game high 39 points is the lead. Jake Smith wastes no time. Goes straight down the middle. Nice kick to Holt. Holt now on his left foot. Moves off. Kicks off half back here looking for Palfreyman, who has some room if he can pick it up. Play on, says the umpire. Paid the free kick and then called played on. Takes a bounce. Hasn't got anywhere to go, Palfreyman, but he uses his pace to get away from Curran. Little kick inside to Killerley. Has to go back on his left and he's going to get it back to Palfreyman, who can't quite take the mark. Still in play, in fact. So taken away by the North defence, and the kick arrives on Foon's chest, defensive side of the wing. So Jay Foon, a few injury concerns a week or two ago. His kick's not a great one on this occasion. To Bristow. Tired kick, but a nice kick towards Riley at half forward. Long way out from goal. So Dylan Riley, he's kicked a couple of goals today, one in the second, one in the third.
Take his best from here, I reckon, David, into that breeze. It's
would
be kicking from about right on 50, so it'll test him for distance, I think.
Started the season with the Meander Valley Suns, and they returned to Launceston in recent times. Here he is, Dylan Riley. Kicks towards the goal square. A lot of North Launceston players there. Mark taken unopposed.
Donnelly.
By Thomas Donnelly, who's bookended the game today. He started the front and has ended up at the back. He kicked, 3 goals, Macca, early days?
Yeah, he did. Yep. My word, had him on toast early, set the scene first quarter with the couple.
Kick misses Curran, finds Seymour for the Blues. Couple of kicks out from goal, short to Harper. Harper plays on. Here looking for Wright. Half volley, can't pick it up. Holt now is met by 2 tacklers, and it'll be a ball up. So City Park Radio has a week off next week, Macca. I think it's my first week off for quite a while, so I'll enjoy that.
You deserve it, Dave. What will you do with your time? Take the Dale out for lunch?
I'll go and watch footy somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
After lunch.
Back to the country.
That's it. There's ball up, another contest, and our next TSL broadcast from Invermay Park be the 17th of August. That's North Launceston versus North Hobart.
I won't be here for that one. I'm heading up to South Launceston for a 20-year reunion. Unfortunately, the great man next to me, Maxwell, who was a premiership runner, is going to be unavailable.
Bristow inside 50. Chance now for Launceston to get a late one here. Handball comes back to Holt on the boundary line. Centres the ball. This might fall for Alec Wright. Can't quite take it. Bouncing ball out in towards Davies and Wright. Davies lays the tackle on Wright. It's a tough tackle. He just takes the ball away to Liam Davies. Now they're escaping off half back through Curran, although the handball's not great. Riley back to Wright. Far side of Windsor Park. Little kick comes in. It's a good one. And the mark's taken there by Jaden Hines. So Jaden Hines, brother of Jake Hines, who had a cameo back here early in the year against North Hobart.
Yeah, what's he done, Dave? Any word?
I think he went back to Queensland.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to play a few games to qualify, so unless he plays the next couple,
I
don't think that's going to happen. But Jaden Hines, now about 45 out, maybe 40 out as he kicks it for goal. It's off to the right. Another behind for Launceston, 6-15-51. Inaccuracy today, 13-11-89. And just got a quick score, Macca, before I hand over to you from Bridge North. 12-8-80, Georgetown 9-6-60.
Okay, Alex Lee gets the uncontested mark left defensive back pocket. Alex Lee, he's had a good battle today with Leadham. Lee, Vandervelde punches in front of Edmonds, goes down his Taylor, Whitford, that is, and Taylor, Brendan. Goes together nicely, Max. Blackberry, Seymour, looks up, can't find anyone on the lead. Harper, tapping the ball on beautifully here of the North Launceston Bombers. At the time it was Fletcher Bennett. Here's Edmonds running back in. Haley gets rid of his opponent, Jake Smith. Tyrrell has to be, you'd think, Launceston's best for the quarters. He's been fairly okay across half back, giving them a little bit of run, and he's been set upon. And that is a hard thing to do because they've finally laid a tackle on Dakota Bannister and got him holding the footy. Harper. No one, everyone stopped up for it. I don't think they could see it because the sun maybe. I don't know what it was. They all stopped mid-track and gets run over the line by Carlton Wadley.
What do you make of Seymour's game, Macca?
Oh, look, he battled it. He just doesn't seem on top of the ground today. He's had it. They've just sat on him and sat on him and sat on him, and
he just hasn't had the opportunity to run at every stoppage.
You'll probably
someone on his tail.
You probably find he's had 25 touches and 10 clearances
here he goes again.
whatever. So he's Tepper. Yeah, it's a great tackle. Like, he had 9 tackles, did he, 3/4 time, Seymour. So, look, he's had an influence. There's no doubt about that. He's kept them in it. But just hasn't been able to find that real run and power from stoppages because they've just been onto him straight away. He finds Boyd with a short kick. Boyd goes short and finds Tyrrell. Finds Tyrrell. Tyrrell in front of Alex Lee. Pinpoint his leader. Had to take it to the big fella. He missed it. Oh, well done, Taylor Whitford, fighting to the end. Cox Goodyear, Cleed. Over to Egger, puts the wheels down. 1 bounce, Sharon Egger, the speedster. 2 bounces, 3 bounces. He's going to go, doesn't find anyone but the Launceston defender in Vanderbilt. All they do was look to his right, and he would have had Haley there to look for his 3rd. So Egger, I reckon he was a little bit puffed towards the end and just couldn't find his teammate, but it was exciting. It's good speed, Sharon Egger, former boy from Deloraine and Devonport Football Club.
That's what happens when all the players push forward. You can get those exciting breakaways, can't you? And that was a situation there. As you said, Egger had Haley all by himself. And he went centrally and straight to Simon Vandervelde. Boundary throw in. Holds up in the breeze. Chance here for North Launceston. As taken by Rushton, he'll be tackled to a standstill. Be a ball up. Inside 50s this quarter. Pretty even. In fact, it's 8 apiece. But North Launceston, of course, I think they kicked 4 from 4 entries there early on in the quarter. Chance with Bannister. Handball comes out now to Miller Hodge. Bit of run now from Miller Hodge. Runs his full measure. Kicks to the centre of the ground. Nice mark there to Blackberry, but he's got nobody ahead of him. Has to hold it up. Tyrrell runs forward, but he goes sideways now to Killer Lee. Couple of kicks out from goal. He launches a kick to a one-on-one contest. I think it's Denellen, and he takes the mark. In fact, it's Jaden Hines.
Yep.
Good work by the young man. It was a tough contest, and he took the mark. He judged it beautifully. Great kick too from Ben Killerley. So Jaden Hines, he had a shot earlier from a bit further out. Similar angle. Great highlighter in the year when he combined with his brother for a goal. So Jaden Hines, this will bring the margin back to 32 points. And he kicks it to Jaden Hines.
It's their first goal for the last.
Late goal at 27-minute mark for Launceston. 7-15-57 to 13-11-89. So a goal there to number 19, Jaden Hines.
Just got a message through too, Dave. The under-15 boys carnival's come to an end, and Tasmania have had 2 All-Australian reps named. Liam Jones from St Patrick's College and Lockie Cowan from down at St Brendan Shore. So congratulations to Lockie and Liam, named as All-Australian under-15 players.
I think our young Liam Jones also played under-16 basketball.
Just got back from Darwin actually in the under-16 basketball, the Year 9 St Patrick's College student.
Son of Matthew.
Son of the great Matt Jones. Seen a couple of those games, and Liam was definitely the best player for Tasmania in those, and really deserve it. Centre ball up. Launceston just got their first goal of the last term. Bristow finds Miller Hodge out the back door. Good use of the footy. Out wide. Gillow played a little bit higher up the ground today. Hasn't been able to find the goals. Here's Gillow. Set upon. Good tackle there. Launceston in Simpson. They're away now. Tepper. His role's been really important today. Finds Rushton. Had a better second half since Dave gave him a clip for not touching it. He's in front now. Well done there for North Launceston. That was Curran. Here's Cox Goodyear tucked around in the pocket. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, and he just says to the Lottie boys, have a look at that. Bradley Cox Goodyear from the pocket. It sails through. What a marvel. Well, we've seen a terrific goal from Whitford. We've seen one from Cox Goodyear. And those two have just tormented the Launceston Football Club for close to 7 or 8 years.
Here's a replay.
What a goal. Just stepped inside, sold a bit of candy. And that, I just go, that is just goal of the day. He is just so good, Bradley Cox Goodyear.
14-11-95, North Launceston 7-15-57.
Oh, wow.
38 points.
I just love the reaction. He just put the hands up and just said, look at me, boys. And the old Launceston people there drinking their cans on a Saturday afternoon just shake their head in disbelief.
Sun-drenched Windsor Park, dying moments. We're over 30 minutes now. Siren imminent as Leedham does well to Harper. That's great work there from the big fella. Inside 50 towards Hines again. Knocked away by the North Lonnie defence. Ponting to Donley. Donley kicks high to the wing and Tepper takes the mark. Last chance maybe here for North Launceston. Centering kick here towards Curran. In close attendance is Tyrrell, who takes the ball. Gets away to Bristow. Shrugs away. And then kicks to Gillow in front of the North Launceston interchange bench.
Do you want to put a disclaimer on the sun-drenched Windsor Park, Dave?
I'm actually feeling the warmth at the moment as Gillow. There it is. End of the game here at Windsor Park.
Yep.
Good win to North Launceston. Their winning streak against Launceston continues. I think it's 18 in a row now, stretching back 6 years. And they win here at Windsor Park 14-11-95 to Launceston 7-15-57. Goal kickers, Matthew McGee.
I'm just counting, I've got them all, and I do. Plenty of multiples. They actually had 8 individual goal kickers there at one stage, and then a lot of players ended up kicking 2. So the leading goal kicker was Thomas Donnelly. He got 3 in the first half, and then it was 2 to Cox Goodger, Whitford, Dakota Bannister, and Will Haley with 2 in the last. Singles went to Curran, Edmonds, Egger, and for Launceston it was 2 to Bristow and 2 to Dylan Riley, and singles to Alec Wright, Jack Donnellan and Jaden Hines.
Okay, I'll get you boys to start wrapping up a little bit because when Chris Sayer gets Taylor Whitford, I'll cut across you guys and we'll hear from Taylor down on the ground. But boys, what's your summary?
Well, look, we've said Launceston, they've probably overachieved this year, especially that win against Lauderdale. They've, ended up third on the ladder, but the big question mark, Max, was North Launceston, wasn't it? They haven't been able to beat them since 2014. We mentioned it throughout the day, and that question mark still arrives. Just the good players of North Launceston play well.
It does, and they had the perfect preparation for it. A really good, solid hit out here against Lauderdale. Let themselves down a bit last week, but every team's going to have a bad loss like that sometimes throughout the season.
North Launceston had theirs, didn't they,
against
the Tigers?
Against the Tigers down there, so it was no difference there for both clubs. But today, Launceston, half their team didn't sort of turn up, I don't think, early on.
No, and Chris has
got Taylor Whitford down there, and we'll get down to Chris right now.
Yeah, I've got Taylor Whitford. Mate, from that side of the fence, that game was a spectacle. What's it like from inside the fence?
We had 2 weeks off to kind of set ourselves for it, and I was really excited this morning. I woke up, beautiful day, the ground was in really good condition, and they're a very attacking side, so we knew it was going to be a good game, and it was.
Yeah, they put themselves under pressure in that first half, but they came back in that second half, didn't they?
Yeah, well, we know that they keep coming, and they're not a really strong starting side, but they continue it through the game. So we knew that they'd come in that third quarter, and we could withstand that. We're against the breeze, so I thought we did a pretty good job in that third to hold them, and we probably ran over the top in the end, which was really good.
Yeah, it's such a well-balanced side. It must be a delight to coach.
Yeah, it's great. You just tell the boys to do a job, and they do it. I mean, Tommy Donnelly played forward today. And then he swung him back after half time, and Carlton Wadley, Jordan Tepper, they earned that time on ball. They played there all day, and they really earned it. Brad and Josh were really good, and they lead them really well.
Quick word about the debutant. Will Haley kicked a couple in the last quarter.
Yeah, he was really clean, and we knew that. We just had to get the ball in his hands because he does make really good decisions, and he's a great user. I thought he was really good. Cross half forward, kicked a couple of goals, and great reward for effort. He's starting the 18s this year and play development league, and finishing off with the senior debut today.
Next week, the hits just keep on coming, don't they? Lauderdale, another away game.
Yeah, we've got a pretty tough end of the year, which is, I think it's a good thing. Sets us up really well for September. We've got Lauderdale away, and then North Hobart, who are playing some good footy, and Glenorchy to finish. So we've set ourselves for a strong back end of the year, and probably starts today.
You've got an exciting side. Thanks for the chat.
Cheers, thank you.
That's Chris Sayer down there with Taylor Whitford, who'll sprint off the ground now and get inside their sheds for the song. We thank Taylor for his time each week. Okay, impressive win there, boys, and I'll get you to continue your summary there. Where you got up to?
Well, I think we pretty much summed it up, Max. There was just the good players play very well. Your Cox Goodgers and your Taylor Whitfords, and Dakota Bannister just so strong. And then you also combine that, they're just a factory, aren't they? Your Donnellys, and we saw Haley today. Jordan Tepper comes into the fold. We've had Edmonds back. They just all play their roles and all do their job every week, and that's just a culture that goes right back to the Zane Littlejohn time, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Carlton Wadleys, didn't have much of the ball in the first half, but impressed in the second half. So you can't. None of them stay down for a full game. In recent years, you can't watch a North Launceston game and say, someone didn't contribute at some stage during the game. And that's why they've won so many flags in the last 10 years.
Well, before today, I would have said Launceston have got a pretty, sort of easy run home. Clarence at Clarence next week on today's form. Dave will get us a score in a moment. All of a sudden, Clarence at Clarence with the Jake Cox and, their tail up. That becomes another danger game down at Blunston Arena.
It does, and it looks like Clarence is still up,
Yeah, 35 points.
35 points, drawing away from them, which is good for the competition.
Oh, well, it's amazing, isn't it? And good for Clarence. Like, they've been a powerhouse of the TSL, and we need the Clarence rivalries for these, especially the northern clubs against Clarence, and they've been down low down the river, down the ladder. They've had a tough team with injury this year, but if they get Jake Cox in that back,
I don't think they've won a wooden spoon since 1958. They might have rescued it if they can have a couple of wins towards the back end of the season.
Yeah, okay.
Hey guys, let's go through some better players in your 3-2-1.
I'll go through the better players and see whether you agree with me.
You've been reading my book, man.
I haven't been reading any of your book. I stay right away. Look, better players for Launceston were probably few and far between. We mentioned Fletcher Seymour. Throughout the call, he had a fair bit of the footy and contested footy. Just couldn't do much with it when he got it because he was always tackled. Bristow, had the most footy for them and was pretty good. Doesn't use it that well, but finished with 2 goals. He was in their best. I like Tyrrell off half back. Vanderveld did some great things and did some absolute shockers. So up and down day for him. Just didn't get much run anywhere else around the ground. Leadham battled manfully there, and Joby Harper the same. For North Launceston, where you start at the top of the list, Cox, Goodger, Whitford, Tepper, Bannister, they're all in their best at some stage throughout the day. Connie Young did a really good job on Mitch Thorpe, kept him goalless. I don't even think he had too many shots at goal. And then they just have role players. Davies, Avent, Donnelly kicked his 3. Carlton Wadley much better today. And then you go down to the class of Josh Ponting. A quiet first half, or especially a second quarter, but then came right into it in the last half as well. So, look, I also liked Will Edmonds' game. He started the game well, gave him a real other target up forward and took the pressure off the likes of McCulloch down there. So, over to the votes, Max.
Before the votes, just a few team stats. Dave Gruber has done a great job here to my right today. Hit-outs over the day, 28 to North Launceston, 19 to Launceston. Clearances, 22 to 19. Launceston's way, but we talked about the quality clearances, Mac, were probably North Launceston's way over the day.
Yeah, definitely. Just more breakage from the stoppage, yeah.
21 to 17 were the inside 50s for North Launceston over the day. Marks inside 50, 5 apiece. And free kicks 10 to 8 Launceston's way. So great game here at Windsor Park, entertaining game, some great individual highlights, especially some of the goals were fantastic. And Maxie, over to you for your 3-2-1 for the City Park Radio Player of the Year award.
Thanks very much, Dave. I did say I'd have an apology for one guy today, and you mentioned him, Macca. Connor Young couldn't fit him in the votes, but did really well against a quality player in Mitch Thorpe. One vote today, Josh Ponting was ever reliable, didn't waste an opportunity, and you never see him waste an opportunity in any of the games he plays. I thought Liam Davies, 2 votes between wing and half back today, got a lot of the ball, never wasted the ball today either. One of those trusty left footers that you love having in your side, and 3 votes to a bloke who just busted the lines open on 2 occasions to kick goals from outside 50, does the bullying work in the middle as well, and brings people into the game in Bradley Cox-Goodger.
Okay, so just repeat those votes again. 1 to Josh Ponting.
1 to Josh Ponting, 2 to Liam Davies, 3 to Brad Cox-Goodger.
Oh boy.
No worries. Well, thanks, boys. We're about to finish up here on the live stream and also on our City Park Radio broadcast. Thanks to our sponsors, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Quadrant, Kings Meadows, and now the Brisbane Street Mall. Thanks to our team here, Dave Gruber, our streamer here, Ash Wilkes, and also on camera today was Ben Donaldson. Thanks to Chris Sayer on the boundary. Thanks, Macca.
The sun has finally hit us, Dave. The game's over and the sun's finally peeked around.
Great.
Thank you. Good game, Launceston Derby, and look, North Launceston just too strong again. I'll see you in a few weeks.
Max, thanks to you again.
Been a pleasure, Dave. Thanks for having us, and good luck for the call in a couple of weeks. Can't make it, but I'll be listening.
And thanks to Chris Ball back in the studio for getting us to air this afternoon. Much appreciated, as per usual. Final score here at Windsor Park. North Launceston 14-11-95 have defeated Launceston 7-15-57. Bye for now.